You are now listening to the voice of horror.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Make sure the kids are safe at home, because you're heading to the Night Watch.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Friday nights, Coriander. What's going on? We haven't done a Friday
Yeah,
night in a long time.
it's been a while, definitely.
It has been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
there's a special reason why we are streaming tonight. Number one, because we got power and everything back finally
Yeah.
after a week.
Oh,
So,
don't even get me
um,
going about that bullshit.
but no,
Oh my
seriously,
God.
we wanted to spend some time talking about just these fantastic icons and what they mean to horror, and a little bit of the past and the present, and if there's a future at all, and just taking some time to talk about that and debate it. For you guys in the
Mhm.
chat, we're glad to have you here. Welcome, a blanket hello to all of you guys.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be talking about this alone. Oh no,
That's right.
we're not going to be doing this alone. So let's bring on our guests. Let's first bring on our special guest. And you guys all know who this is, always a part of our streams and in our community. And we affectionately call her the Queen. Let's bring her on. And she is currently running Bates Motel. And here
Nice.
she is. Sarah, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going
Y'all
good. How
better
you?
bow down, bitches, right? She's arrived.
Yeah, there you
You know,
go.
my aunt started that nickname, and it's like bled across to all of these channels now, and I'm like, I don't hate it.
Hey man, I'm just saying, man, we start a lot of
That's great.
nicknames, for the betterment of the community. So I'm just saying, we sure do. We sure do. And we also have on the panel another very, very special guest. You guys know him, you guys love him. He's the man, the myth, the legend, the godfather of Elm Street himself. Let's bring him in.
Nice.
JT. What's up?
All right.
I'm back.
What's up, man?
That's right.
Wow.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was.
really good, man. You're gonna scare me here. And
Hi,
real
y'all.
quick, man, all you guys in the chat, thank you so much for being here.
Hey.
Ben, we got Melissa, Russell's here. Good to see you too, Russell. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
We got Neil in the house. What's up? Neon
All
Black
right.
Reviews. Good to
Hello.
see you, man. Hope you're doing well, and hope you had a good
Yeah.
holiday. Yeah, man. All
Mhm.
right. We got DJ. What's going on? Good to see
Hello.
you. Hope you're doing well. Jen's in the chat. All right.
Hi.
All right. DJ saying, I was told this channel is a good one for horror movies. Just checking it out. All right. Well,
All
hey,
right.
we appreciate
Nice.
that. Hope you enjoy the
Yeah.
conversation. All right.
Yeah. Check out
Very,
some
very
of the
cool.
other stuff too that's on the channel.
Well, there you go. And we
Yeah.
got a good buddy, Eric, from Hey Internet. Eric here. What's going on, man?
Hey.
Good to see you. Saying, hope everyone has a fun but safe New Year's this weekend.
That's
Absolutely, man.
right.
Absolutely, no doubt. And we got Castellars in the chat. What's up? And we got our other brother from the Venom Squad, Strange
Oh,
Monkey in the house.
hello.
What's up?
Nice.
What's up, man? Good to
We
see you,
gotta
bro.
have him on, just to
I
have
know. It's
him
been a while.
on. It
It's been a while.
has.
Yeah.
It has.
Mr. Dan, what's going on? Good to see you too, man. All right.
Oh no, NyQuil. Hope you're feeling okay.
I know, man. Seriously. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
All
Eric.
right.
I've missed you too.
Ah, Jack's in the chat. What's up? And we got Val. Val's in the house.
Hey.
What's going on, Val? Good to see you.
Good, General.
Yes,
That's right.
the general.
I'm
And remember,
saluting even
guys,
though you can't see it.
well, we can't really tell, bro. I mean,
I
come
just
on,
said
man.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I can't feel it, man.
But
Anyways,
we
I'm
can
just
hear
Oh,
joking.
some
stop.
things. Some things
We
we can
can,
hear. I'm just
yeah,
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 okay.
yeah. It's like, no, but seriously, guys,
Whatever,
let,
man.
let's start this conversation off because this is something that that I've seen in a lot of discussions, in live chats, in different polls that I've done, and so forth. When we talk about these three icons, these three franchises, Halloween, Nightmare, and Friday,
Hmm.
there's no doubt that they're iconic. And what I want to do first, and I'll start with you, JT, and then we'll just kind of go around to Sarah and then Coriander. What's your connection, if at all? And I know you do have a connection, but if at all, to these three franchises?
Well, since you put it that way,
Mm-hmm.
well, the connection definitely is Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I always told the story. 2 is the one that scared the hell out of me because I rode a bus, and that was just
Mm-hmm.
from Nightmare. Then here comes Friday 13th, and here comes Halloween, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then this is why we do what we do. So you look around, there's definitely a deep connection. It could be it was really my escape from the world that I was living in. So I owe these legends, icons, pretty much everything that I have, because if it wasn't for them, I don't know, I'd probably be in prison or doing polka or something. I don't know. I wouldn't be need something weird. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love them. I grew up with them, so they're almost family in a weird way.
Oh,
I
I
know
know what you
exactly.
mean.
Yeah, I know exactly
Yeah,
what you mean, man. There's no doubt about that.
yeah.
No doubt
And
at
there's
all.
nothing weird about it. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think so
but
either. No.
Freddy's the
Yeah.
creepy uncle. I'll say it.
That's right.
Jason's my daddy.
Yeah,
No.
Michael,
Jeez.
Michael, you don't want to bring over the Phantom reunion because he'll kill everybody.
Right.
Hmm.
All right. Well, how about you,
Hmm.
Sarah? What's your
I'd like to
connection to
see
these?
Michael and Jason go at it.
That'd be the quietest fight ever.
Yeah, there'd be no
It would,
talking
but
at
it'd be a
all,
hell of a fight.
right? Sarah, how about you?
Yeah, so fun fact, my birthday is on Halloween. So when I was like
Very
a
cool.
little kid, I saw that there was a movie called Halloween, and I was like, I have to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And so Halloween was kind of it was actually Halloween H2O. That's showing my age. I'm early 30s, but
Oh,
I had to see
jeez.
it. So that was like my foray into horror. So Halloween
Mm-hmm.
would have been like the
Nice.
first slasher I'd ever seen, the first like franchise that I really watched through. Like even
Mm-hmm.
before Scream, and everyone knows how much I love Scream, but Halloween was
Mm-hmm.
like the beginning for me. So I always have like a special place for it, and I don't have that same connection to like the Fridays or the Nightmares.
Mm. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. How about you, Coriander?
You know, um, well, obviously Michael is something, new that has, I've always enjoyed the Halloween movies, but the new
Mm-hmm.
movies really stepped Michael up for me.
Yep.
So that's not my main man. Obviously, Jason is, the slasher that I absolutely adore. And I know it's just because when I was a kid and my brother would be watching, Friday the 13th to come around, and like on the movie channels, they'd be showing Friday the 13th movies. So every
Mm-hmm.
once in a while, like when I'd walk past his room, I'd get to see a little glimpse here and there. Because of course my
Yeah.
mother, she wouldn't let me watch it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just piqued my interest, and when I was old enough to watch it, it was like, yeah, this guy's awesome. And yeah, I fell in love with him when I was a teenager, and I've never looked back. So yeah,
There you go.
there you
All
go.
right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Mag is in the chat. What's going on? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing
Hey.
well. Ben's in the chat saying Freddy's Revenge gets some undue hate. All right. All right. And hey, we got Val coming in, and we'll definitely be talking about that for sure. We got Val coming in, gifting a membership. Very,
Awesome.
very cool, Val. Hey,
Thank you,
we
Val.
really appreciate that. It's very sweet of you. And let me just see if I can see
Yeah.
who it went to, because sometimes StreamYard doesn't keep us up to date. Oh, it looks like it went to Danielle. All right.
Nice.
Danielle, back in the fold. There you go. Very, very cool.
Nice.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And Ben was saying Nightmare 2 is the darkest of the series. It is very dark. It really is, no doubt.
Yes. It was actually supposed to be a
I
lot
agree.
worse if Wes
Yes.
Craven actually did it, because his script was woo-hoo! It was dark.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Is
we've
that
got,
script still around? Does anybody know?
I'm sure it probably is
Is that
somewhere.
script?
or
Someone
some
should make
information
it. If
on it.
that script is around, it's too bad someone wouldn't make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you figure because that's basically what the remake was the original script before it got
Mm.
scrapped. And
Mhm.
and Robert Englund actually said they should remake the second one, but take
Yeah.
part of Dream Warriors to that, and so that'd be interesting. And he said they should remake the second one. I'm like, okay, but he was talking about also hitting like influencers like YouTube and Twitch. Freddie can play with that, and
Right.
it's like that would be interesting. He can somehow possess people and an influencer, then spread the fear
Yes.
worldwide. That'd be something.
Yeah.
Agreed, man. That would be something pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, hey, you never know, man. Stranger things
Right?
have happened. But speaking about who knows, who knew that JT also would be gifting memberships right there in the dark,
Oh,
as
that's
he's talking about
awesome.
Elm Street. You gotta love it. Thanks so much, man. You didn't. I like how he's just kind of just doing it. He didn't even know.
Yeah.
Um,
Watching, just click.
Sneaky.
yeah, click. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you, of course.
You
and-
are welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Thanks, man. It looks like it went to David and Kenny. Kenny's back in the fold. Ben's back in the
Nice.
fold. Smith's
Nice.
Grove is back.
All right.
And zombies as well, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so
I
much.
got a
We
question
really
for
appreciate it.
you, Knight. I got for the members
Sure.
for membership. You know what YouTube should do? I think you should be able to pick who gets it. You know what I mean? Like if you go to like YouTube and you click on the name, it says block report. They should put a deal that says like gift them a membership, because you might give a membership and it might go to some of your subscribers, and they might not join the stream right ever. But you might have somebody in your stream that's constantly there every day, probably can't afford it, and you just go, boom, there you go. You can have one because you're always here. You know what I mean? YouTube needs to do that.
That is true. I agree, man. That would be very, very cool if they did. No doubt. No doubt at all. Now, we also... I was just about to say I'll play a clip. I'm going to play a clip for you guys for the gifted, but...
Oh.
Sarah's also just kind of like, yeah. Sarah, thank you so much. Coming in with a super chat.
No.
Much appreciated. And she says, can we get a little I'll be there clip for Val and sorry, Coriander. I know you hate it.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm going to
listen.
go Siggy Azzy, so I'll be right back.
Stop it. But let me just say this. No, seriously, all you guys that are here as we're starting this stream proper, we really appreciate the support. And Sarah, obviously, thank you so much for that. It's very kind of you. And we truly appreciate it. And same thing with you, Val and JT. Thank you so much. So in honor of that and Sarah's specific request, sometimes when you're a fan of Friday the 13th or A Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween for decades, you got to always wonder, will you be there? And here's that answer. Wonderful beginning, which went like this.
Don't. No, stop. Oh my God.
So that's what I'm saying. There it is.
I specifically brought this out for the clip.
Nice. You look
Sarah,
beautiful, girl.
you're all
I'd rather
right.
watch you do it than that friggin' man. So thank you.
That was great. Thank you so much, Sarah. That was great. You got a good laugh out of me too. That was great. Thank you so much. And we also got Jeff in the chat coming in with his $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Jeff. We really
Nice.
appreciate that. That's very kind of
Yeah.
you. Awesome. Saying first time watching your show. Well, hey, welcome to the chat. Welcome to our
Yeah.
community. It's a wonderful place, seriously. Saying I grew up as through the 80s, Friday 13th and
Yeah.
Nightmare and Halloween. Funny that place my mom that got me hooked to horror movies. I miss these types of movies.
Yeah.
I can totally agree with that.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
They
I
don't
wish my
make it like they
mom was
used to.
that cool, man.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Same
saying.
way.
Yeah.
My mom is
Absolutely.
horrified of Michael Myers. Just the
Yeah.
Yeah.
music. Yeah, it's just the music will creep her out.
Absolutely. Well, let me just say, Jeff, seriously, welcome to the channel and this community. I
Yeah.
think you'll enjoy the folks here, especially in the live chat. A lot of fun
Mhm.
conversation. But I agree, growing up at that time,
It was
I
awesome.
guess that'll, kind of give my connection to this as well. Like what you guys are talking about. But for me, it started with Friday the 13th. That was the first horror movie I watched, and it was on TV. You know, when they would play the different horror movies around
Yeah.
Halloween time. Well, that's what was going on, and I forced myself to watch it, and I haven't looked back. I watched that first, and then the first Halloween film I saw was Halloween 2. Then I went back to 78, and then of course when Nightmare came out, that was like a whole nother round. So I
Yeah.
literally grew up with these franchises when they
Mhm.
were first out, and it's been fun. They've really shaped my fandom as a horror fan, and I love them all, and it's been really fun to watch them over the years, and now thinking about, will they continue on? That's kind of the question that I wanted to talk about a little bit, and what you guys think, because there's a lot of people that feel strongly both ways,
Mm.
JT, and I know JT, you've had conversations about this, and we've all talked about this too. But
Mm.
here's the first question we're talking about is, should we move on? Should we move on from, I like to call them the big three or the Trinity, whatever you want to call them. But
Mhm.
JT, what are your thoughts on these three franchises and whether or not we should move on?
Well, after Halloween ends,
Mhm.
I gave them credit because it was bold what they did.
Right.
But I think they had to, maybe years later, the new generation. But I think we should get maybe two more of Freddy and Jason, and do the same thing, kill them all.
Mhm.
Do the same thing to them because they did to Michael. And they're going to come back. We know they're going to come back.
Mhm.
It's just for the younger generations. But is it going to be the same that we know? Probably
Right.
not. And
Mhm.
there's never going to be a Robert Englund, but you can't say there's nobody out there that really can't give us a new Freddy that we're like, oh, we never seen this stuff, like a more angry, more evil Freddy. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Jason. Jason's pretty simple. You bring him back, just put a guy behind the mask, unless like you make his mom the one who killed him. Spin that around. But yeah, I mean, the ones I grew up with. Yeah, I think we should move on to the new generation, but just let them go out. I know,
Let 'em go.
but just
What?
let
Let
them
'em
go.
go.
Michael started it, so
No.
y-
Well,
yeah.
okay.
And this is and this is coming from a huge Nightmare fan.
Yeah.
But that's what
Yeah.
I like though. And there's truth, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. And there is that part of me that's like thinking similar to what you're
Mhm.
saying. No doubt about it at all. Sarah, how about you? What are your thoughts on this whole idea of, is it time? Should we move on from these three icons?
I think it's time to move on from Nightmare. I think Robert Englund was Freddy. It's easier. You could put anybody conceivably behind a Jason mask or Michael mask and make it work and tell new stories. And those can go on and I wouldn't be mad at it. But like
Mm.
we all saw that reboot of Nightmare. Like
Mm-hmm.
Freddy is Robert Englund, and that's so hard to recast and make it work because he did something so special with it that I just
Yeah.
think trying to redo a Nightmare would be really hard. But like
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for going forward with like the other two because like they've already like messed around with like timelines, continuity, like all of that. Like you can make it work, you can keep it going, but I think
Yeah.
Nightmare's done.
Wow.
So, hey,
Okay.
Spare, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, like, say Robert Englund did the voice and the actor just portrayed Freddy and didn't talk, but just, lip synced. How would you feel about that?
There's something about his like mannerisms, like just
Yeah.
everything he brings to it, and like in the face. Like was it Jack Haley who did the reboot?
Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah, and
Jackie
he's a
Haley,
good
yeah.
actor. Yeah, he was a
Like
good actor. But
They
he
need to
gave
use
it a
someone
good
different.
try, but like
Yeah.
it didn't hit.
If they
yeah,
use
Hmm.
someone different, like, who I think they should use is when they did Freddy versus Jason, and they used that older brother who died in the tub. I
Yeah.
think he would play a great
Oh yeah, he
Freddy.
was in Resident Evil. I like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
So if
Yep.
he did that and lip synced, how would and say like because say Robert like helped him with his mannerisms and shit like that, how would you feel then about something like that?
See, I'd be willing to give it a go. Like if they put any of these out, I'm gonna watch them. I just think it's so much harder to do a Nightmare than it is to do
It is.
a
it is.
Halloween
It
or a
is.
Friday.
Yeah.
Because that's the
I
thing.
mean,
Everybody goes back to Robert. And that's the
right.
problem with
Right.
Nightmare. That's the
Well,
one problem with Nightmare.
Well, and the thing of it is too is that because Freddie is so there's so much of the verbal and there's a different type of charisma that you need to embody Freddie, and even Robert. I mean, Robert has admitted this over the course of the films. There were times when he kind of said, maybe we should have pulled back a little bit on what I did as Freddie here or there. But yeah, it makes it really tough because I think Jackie Earl Haley was good in the role. He's a good actor. He's got his own great presence, but I think they just kind of went in some directions that were off.
Yeah.
There was a couple of missed opportunities, just in my opinion, and not just with him. It was actually more of the stuff around him. You know
The
what I mean?
Yeah.
backstory.
The
Yeah.
backstory,
Yeah.
the bad CGI, the way they characterized Nancy. It
Mhm.
was a couple of things that really didn't hit for me on
See,
that.
when
But
Jackie
yeah,
talked though, he reminded me of Rorschach from
Rorschach.
Yeah.
Rorschach
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
how we
from
always joke,
Watchmen.
like, the Watchman, because he wore a fedora. So that's how they picked him.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
yeah, the thing is, there's a picture of him with no CGI. They should have used that makeup. The makeup looked good with no
yes,
CGI. It looks. I'm like,
yes.
why didn't they use that? And that would have been
Hmm.
fine. But Jackie, he with the story, that they did, I was actually starting to like it because you thought that he was innocent, and that's how I
Yes,
always thought Freddy should have went. Well, maybe he was innocent. That's why he's killing these kids, and they
yeah,
wound up dropping the ball. I'm like,
they
okay, and then I
did.
walked out, when they
They
said
really
he
did
actually
drop
did.
the ball.
They did, because you had something that you're like, okay, he's innocent, like he framed,
Hmm.
and they didn't do it. They actually went to,
Agreed, man. I totally agreed. They dropped the ball, and then once they did that, I was kind of like, "Oh man, what the heck are they doing?" I was kind of, on board a little bit. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But yeah, it is what it is, man. Um, Now, as far as for you, Coriander,
Yeah.
and I know the answer for you, but what about you? Should we move on, and if so, how or why?
Well, it's funny because my history with Michael, when I was pretty young, I saw Halloween 3. So
Hmm.
I didn't even know that Michael Myers like existed.
Right.
Um, so that like threw me out of the game for I don't know how many years because I didn't like that movie.
Mhm.
I like it
Hmm.
now. But
Mhm. Mhm.
yes, but Jason, I mean, and Halloween, I mean, I'm happy with how it ended.
Mhm.
I don't think there should be any more
Mhm.
Halloweens, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Okay.
Um, Friday the 13th. Hell yeah. I've been waiting way too long since friggin'
Right.
Freddy versus Jason, and I hated how they portrayed Jason in that movie. I feel like he needs to be like redeemed from that bullshit.
Yeah.
So,
I
Okay.
agree.
and
All right.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, I wouldn't mind one more, like I was saying, like part 2. And I wouldn't mind the actor who I was asking what Sarah thought. And yeah, so there you
All
go.
right. Okay. And real quick too, we have a knock on the door, so let's get this party into
Ah.
overdrive here because we're going to be bringing on a good friend of ours. You guys know him. He's just an amazing person, a brother, true friend, and yeah, he's craving something scary. Here's Steven.
Hey,
Hello.
everybody.
What's going on, man?
Well,
Hi.
hi, Coriander. It's
It's
so good
been
to.
forever.
I know. I
How
missed
are
you.
you? I missed you. How you doing?
I'm good, and I'm glad
Good.
all is well and restored. I'll leave it at that.
Ah,
I
Yeah.
know
dude,
that was
I
a
We're
just
still
fight.
got this shit like
we're
last
still
night.
picking up the pieces though. So
Yeah,
yeah, we'll
Oh,
get to that,
yeah.
I'm sure.
9
dang.
days. 9 effing days. Yeah.
Golly,
But
well,
anyway,
listen,
So
if you ever get tired of that, come on down to South Texas. We'll take care of you.
ah,
Never have to worry
you
about
know, you got
a
big
kid.
ass spiders down there. I'm kind of
True.
scared of Texas.
yeah.
True. But we're all
All right.
packing, so we can take care of the spiders. That's all.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
okay.
fact
You can
that you're
use a gun
saying
to
you
take
need a
care of a
gun to
spider.
kill them? Oh my God, screw that.
Hey,
Hell
real quick
no.
though, hold on. Let me just say
Uh,
what's going on to our good buddy Destin's in the chat from Destination Station. What's up, man? Good to see you.
Hey.
hey,
Saying
Dustin.
I think it would have been cool if Nancy died early and we followed Tina's character just to change it up. You mean in the remake? Yeah, he said in the remake. Actually, yeah, that would have been it would have been better off that way because I think Tina was a better character in the movie. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to rag on Rooney Mara, but I just think the way they characterized Nancy was just like, whoo, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling Nancy. I wasn't. I really wasn't. And he's
and I know they were
supposed to be a strong character, you know. So
exactly. I mean, I know they were trying to characterize her a little bit different, maybe to give her a different vibe or whatever, but it was just so kind of like nonchalant for like 75% of the movie. Like at the end, when she kind of kicked it into gear, it was kind of like I wasn't invested enough. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like a genuine arc, you know, but I could go on that forever. Steven, real quick, since you're with us, we've been throwing this around as we starting off kind of this discussion debate, but what we were talking about, these guys had already answered, but I'll let you take a shot at this. But for these three icons, these three iconic franchises, the question is, should we move on from them? And if so, why or how, or however you'd want to answer that?
Well, my answer is we should move on for them to the next theater because they need to all be back, in my opinion. Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I
Even
mean,
Michael?
even especially Michael.
Especially
Honestly.
Michael got ground to friggin' hamburger.
Timeline, bro.
Timeline.
He got killed in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 as well when he sat there and was like,
right.
die.
That's right. It's all about the timeline. So
I like that.
I think you start
awesome,
fresh with me. If you're Michael Myers, Halloween, you start fresh. You know, there's no Strodes.
Why
There's
bother,
no
man? See, for me, it's
Why
over.
bother? Oh,
Yeah.
Coriander.
There's no more Lori.
No. Michael lives forever.
There you go.
He might.
Nice.
Maybe.
But I want
There's no Jason, though. Jason can live forever. He's immortal.
Bring
Yeah,
him
here
on.
we
Let's
go.
go.
So
And
is
get Freddy
Freddy.
back out there, man. Get
So's
Freddy.
Freddy.
Oh, yeah. I
yeah.
said I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind seeing a Freddy movie again.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
true.
got to
You
be
can't say
done.
that.
We just can't
Yeah.
have another travesty that we had with that remake. That just can't do
no,
that
no,
again.
no. Yeah, I mean,
No.
up to that point, you know, New Nightmare was my last Freddy. So,
Okay.
like,
Right.
I'm really happy if we don't get another one. I had New Nightmare, you know. So
There you go.
Well, you know what else you got? you got this fella named James Wan.
Yeah,
I
And
you
know,
do.
dude.
let me
That's
tell you
who I-
what, he could write it and direct it. Bam.
Yes, he really could, man. I'd love
could.
to see that, man.
Yeah.
Totally could.
Real quick, we got Batmo in the chat. What's going on? All right. A
Hello.
fan of the Friday
Hey.
13th remake. Okay, very, very
Yeah.
cool. Well, welcome to the chat. Good to have you here. Now, if I was to answer this question, I think you guys already know. Listen, it's not over yet. You know why? Because it's just not. I mean, come on. Seriously. We need another Friday 13th because we haven't had
Yeah.
one in 14 years.
Oh, don't even
Okay.
say it. Oh
We
my
need
God.
I'm just being
That's
there's no lying here.
ridiculous.
There's no lying here.
14 years.
So,
Come on,
It's been
man.
14
That's
years,
crazy.
bro. It's been
That
14 years.
that
Yeah.
is
Since the
freaking
remake. Yeah,
nuts.
since the remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as
Since the remake.
Nightmare. Yep.
Dang.
And so, and for Nightmare on Elm Street, I would like to see them right the ship. I don't want them to end on how they ended with the remake. And of course, with Halloween, I think that listen, we're coming up into the 50th year anniversary of 78. Okay. I think it would be so cool if, and I'm not saying it has to be multiple movies, but it'd be so cool if we could come out with another movie and if it was able to effectively do something very cool, something a little fresh, a little bit different. No Laurie Strode, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
no, Louie. No.
Mhm.
she's
You can
not.
still stay within the mythology of the films, but it'll be a
Steven!
new timeline.
Yeah, baby Steven.
There you go. It could. It really could. It
And what
really
about her
could.
son?
That's
Josh.
right.
right, that's true.
Josh is still alive.
That's right. Absolutely. So I mean, I don't think we should move on. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's parts of me, like you were saying at first, JT, there are parts of me that are saying, you know what, we just got to put this thing on ice for a long time. And who knows, there might come a time when these franchises do that. But I think they'll always be around. They'll always come back around. These, what these three icons are? This is who they are.
Yeah.
This is
there
who
you
they
go.
are.
Exactly.
Okay. And we're
Yeah.
talking almost 100 years of these guys. So we still got like another 50 more to go with these
All
icons.
right.
It's true.
As long as I'm dead,
I'm
and
just
I don't
saying,
see
bro.
the end of the death of Jason, then
Well,
I'll
there you go.
be happy.
And
I'll
let's
die
be honest.
happy.
Let's
There
be
you
honest.
go.
Okay, let's be honest. When we move on to what's out there? And that's another
Right.
problem. What other
Right.
franchise besides Scream? We're not counting Scream.
Mhm.
What
Right,
else?
right.
We have no icons, no other icons.
Yeah.
I ain't even
We
counting
don't.
Terrifier at all.
John Carver, baby.
Well,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
there you go.
Some
Thanks,
possibilities.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I think
some
that's a potential
possibilities.
franchise.
That's
I
just
really
because
do.
what
Yeah.
these guys did is so
Mhm.
huge. I don't think,
Well, I think what
I
it
don't
was,
know.
I
It's
mean,
going to be
if
tough to beat.
but think about this though, and actually, and we've got a super chat I want to get to in a minute, and Jeff, I'll get to that in 1 second. But think about what these three icons did. They really ushered in this different era of horror, right? And we saw all these other icons that had popularity as well, whether you're talking about Child's Play or Candyman or you name it, Leprechaun, so many others. And those icons, and even Child's Play is still around today, but those icons had their own levels of success and their roller coasters too. But a lot of them have also kind of subsided. So, I think that it stands to reason, that either one or all three of these iconic franchises might be able to help usher in or propel newer franchises, because I mean, and Scream is in that as well, obviously, but you saw the success of 2018, and I definitely think that helped propel Scream, and then Scream propelled Halloween, and then we had all these other things going on underneath of it, whether it was on like Hellraiser came back, you had Child's Play streaming, you had a new Candyman movie, all these things happening. Because to me, if you have a really good success in horror, that trickles down to the other franchises one way or the other. You know what I mean? And so that's another reason why, for me, I'm not really ready to move on. Not really. I mean, of course, I don't want to see any bad stuff made. I want to see some well executed stuff, but real quick too, let me get to Jeff here because Jeff came in with a $20 super chat.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate
Yeah.
you. Saying you brought back Friday. Would you bring it back to the beginning, or would you do a Halloween where you cut it off at part 2 or part 4 and start from there? Would you make Jason human again or keep him a zombie? Ooh, that's a good
I want
question there.
zombie Jason.
So let's
Yes.
do this. Let's put this to the panel. We'll go around real quick. Steven, we'll start with you, and then JT, and then Sarah, and then Coriander. What do you think? Would you bring it back from the beginning, or come off after one of the sequels? And would it be human Jason or zombie Jason?
Wow, that's a really good question. I haven't thought about that.
It is. Yeah, it's good.
I mean, a part of me likes, I guess, likes just to be a human, but at the same time, well, hold on, Coriander, hold on.
I know, man. She's
Give me
like
a
throwing
second.
daggers at
Give
you.
me a second.
I am
But here's my big BUT. But the fun is if he's a zombie and he's supernatural, he's limitless. Like you can get away with stuff that, you know, if it's a human, you're like, oh, you can't do that. You can't throw somebody across the street or some kind of crazy stuff like that. So I think it's more fun if he's supernatural zombie. Yeah, that's why I think the fun factor is more there. So I'll go there.
All right. Okay. Yeah. JT, how about you?
Well, I would probably do a sequel, but studios would probably do a remake. But I wanted to explain how he got caught in 10. Go after 9.
Yeah.
How did he get caught? How did they catch him? How did they capture him? There you go. So yeah, do the supernatural, because at this point you have to, because 1 through 4 was just, I think, is one of the best trilogy, stories. I mean, it's from 1 to the 4th. It's one continuous, to me, movie.
Yeah.
Don't touch that. Don't touch that. That's when he was scary to me when he's human. Then he went to supernatural, so you have to stay there. So I'll do supernatural. I'll probably go after 8, or just completely ignore 9 and just go from 8 to 10.
Okay.
Like, how did he get back from Manhattan?
Well, you don't want to.
He hopped on that boat.
Right.
But JT, I think you're mistaken though. You're missing one thing. You've got to do. You don't want to do a sequel to the paramedic, to Ron?
No.
You don't want the paramedic to come back? Come on,
Roy.
Even
Roy. I mean, sorry, Roy. That's what I meant.
No, Roy. You hear that, Jason? He's saying Roy. But no, I mean,
that friggin' Ron. He's an imposter, man.
Yeah, I know. My gosh.
Yeah, but he had a motive. He had a motive.
Yeah,
he did.
He
did.
But
better than Corey Cunningham.
Well, I just got through watching. I'm going through the Fridays again, and I just got through with 5. And I'm like, I mean, and again, it has its moments. Don't get me wrong, okay? But it really does. But I'm thinking about. I look at this guy, and I'm like, really? You
he was the guy?
You did that? Are you serious? Or like, are you like pumping down steroids or something before you start, or where you get? I mean, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I mean, you guys know what I'm saying? Yes. You ever look at Roy and you're like, man, I don't know about Roy. I don't know.
Well, I knew something was weird when I saw blue triangles. I'm like, that mask ain't right. What's going on?
The chevron was like, wait a minute. And then, of course, they showed when Tommy was having the hallucinations, it was with the red ones. I was like, oh, come on, guys. As soon as you saw that.
That's right.
Like, what is going on here?
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Sarah, how about you? What do you think? If you were to bring back Friday, should it be from the beginning, a sequel, zombie Jason, or human Jason?
So I do like supernatural Jason, because kind of like what everyone's been saying, he can do crazy stuff. And we can just chalk it up to him being superhuman. I didn't mind the 2009 remake. That didn't bother me at all. But I do like when you already have an established lore. So I think I would like it to pick up after part 4 and keep going that route.
Okay. All right. That's pretty cool. I like that. How about you, Coriander?
I mean, one thing that really pisses me off is when you're asking about this human Jason and zombie Jason. I mean, didn't he drown as a boy? And what
All right, we're
brought him
not
back
getting
was
into
the
all
death of his
that.
mother.
Look, we've talked about this 1,000
Right,
times, man.
exactly. So
Let's just
Jason has always been a effing zombie, in my opinion. He's never been human because he
okay.
drowned when he was a boy. But
Okay.
yes, I agree with
All right.
Sarah. I would love to start from part 4 and just go from there. And yeah, see him do his thing because I miss it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
For me, I think that I think being supernatural would be really cool because, like you guys have said, there's a lot more options for the mayhem that he can cause. But I do also think it'd be pretty awesome if it was like from part 4. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of digging, something after 7.
Yeah.
Like that was a really cool part in the timeline as well. You know what I mean? A lot of cool stuff happened there. And we know what happened with 8 with Manhattan, and it was kind of like, they didn't have the money, and we were in Vancouver and all that type of stuff. Shout out to Vancouver. But so I wouldn't mind doing something after 6 or 7, to be quite honest. But either way, I just want him to come back, and I just want it to be executed well. I want them to have the
Yeah.
respect for the franchise, and bring us something that we can really enjoy. Just like when 2018 came out for Halloween, it was just kind of like, wow. For me anyways, as a Halloween fan, I was just like,
Yeah.
this is a really
Mhm.
cool version of this character, and they really took the time
Yeah.
to show him respect. So,
And
Jeff, thank
that's
you
what
so
made
much.
me fall in love with
If
Michael
they
all over
did that,
again.
Right?
the Friday 13th, that movie's going to make so much money because how long he's been gone.
Oh
Either
yeah,
one of them,
absolutely.
actually, Nightmare or Friday, they're going to make so much money.
I hope it's
No
gonna
doubt.
be
Domestic
like,
night.
yeah, I hope it's like
Yeah.
so much that it's gonna beat the Barbie movie.
No doubt. Well, I don't know about all
Could
that, but
you
anyways,
imagine?
Jeff, thank you so
Yeah.
much for the super chat, man. We really, really appreciate it. Seriously, it really helps us out. So let's play a super chat clip for you. Let's do this one. Here we go.
3. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no, I ain't messing with you. Oh no.
Too much nature.
I love that.
That's a good one.
Something else tonight. No one said, including me, nobody said a sequel to Jason X. Why couldn't we have the Space Chronicles?
Yeah, because
Like,
he's on
that's
Earth
not a
2.
bad idea.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go that way. You really
Yeah.
could.
You could. I
really
didn't
like-
mind Jason's look when Uber
It was
Jason.
cool.
So
Yeah. I know.
But is he all molted down because he was in the atmosphere? He's all like, he's more.
yeah, maybe
messed
some
up
of it
now.
would be melted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that
right.
kind of
Right?
look cool.
I like the
it
look.
would be cool. But you know what else is cool? We got a brand new channel member, so that's pretty
Hey.
cool.
All
Hey.
right.
Hey,
Welcome.
Jeff.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We really appreciate that, man. Seriously.
Welcome.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
inner circle, and we really appreciate you doing that. Helps us support the channel. There you go. Love it. Love it.
Nice.
But seriously, we really appreciate you guys that are able to help us out and become part of our membership. It definitely is a really, really appreciated thing. And we do a bunch of live streams, exclusive live streams, and exclusive watch parties and all that good stuff. So, Jeff, here's one for you, man.
But listen up now, this is serious. But listen up now, this is serious. When you're tempted to do something wrong, even if the reasons are good, think twice, because you never know how things will turn out. You might be getting yourself and everybody else into a whole lot of trouble. Do what's right, and you can't go wrong. Take it from me, Mr. T.
Wow.
Take it from me.
Mr. T.
Wow.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man.
I love that
Seriously.
jewelry too. That man must be like 50 pounds around the guy's neck. I'm
I
like,
know. I know,
That's
right?
why he's got such a thick
Seriously.
neck
I was like, you gotta have
and that
neck.
muscle.
Have to,
Right?
man.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Jeff. Seriously, we really, really appreciate it. Very, very cool stuff. And we also got Hollywood guy coming in with a $5 super chat saying, "Hello, gang. What's going on, man?" I
Hey.
say, resurrect Corey, make a new Halloween, and then put him in Friday 13th. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh,
There you
God.
go.
Jason
Love
would
it.
kick his So I say bring
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And hey, we got Neil coming in too with a super chat. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
Nice.
Nice.
$20
All
super
Yeah.
chat. All right. Saying for Friday 13th, what we all need is to bring in Rob Zombie. Let him spend an hour with what happened to Jason after he drowned, then go into a direct sequel to the OG where he can do anything he wants with the story. Wow.
Oh boy.
We do
That would-
not
that-
want that.
No.
Were
Please.
you about to say we should do it, Coriander?
Well, I mean,
Stop the lying.
I don't know. It sounds interesting.
This
Like
sounds
a fan
interesting,
film.
too.
A fan film. I'd watch it.
There he is. There it is.
Yeah, sniff it, baby, sniff
hang
it.
on. Just hang on. Rob Zombie made Michael brutal. Can you imagine what he could do with Jason?
Oh, I'm not saying he
Yeah.
can't make him brutal.
Yeah.
I just don't know, man.
It's the other stuff that comes with it is the problem.
That's right.
I
That's
mean,
the problem.
but he didn't. He's not trying to say that. If anything, he would show Jason as some messed up poor little kid who is getting picked on by other kids.
Yeah.
That's what I
maybe.
see him doing.
That
But his mother loved him. So you can't blame his mother for,
Well, she
you
kind of has
know,
to.
You
He was
know,
or
milk
family that drove him to kill. It was these fucking counselors that
but
let him
Coriander,
drown.
I hear you, but how do we not know in his version that his mother's going to be talking like a sailor?
yeah.
And beating
That's
them up
right.
and abusing them, and I mean,
That's
it could be a whole different. It could turn you totally off.
But then, if he does it the
could.
right way, because we know that's not true. She loved her son, obviously.
Well, that's the
Right.
thing.
And in
That's
the
the thing.
first movie,
Yeah.
what? Go
That's
ahead.
the thing. You could turn around that she's the one who killed him. She wasn't paying attention,
Yeah, like
and then she
She
killed
was
him.
working at the camp cooking.
So
She
it's
was a
like,
cook.
what
Those
if she had those
counselors should
arm
have been
floaties,
paying
man?
attention.
Had those
She was
arm floaties,
right.
she would just toss
She
it in.
was
So I
right.
can't do this shit no more.
I mean, I've seen
And
a
not
lot
only
of,
that, it's like, where are the lifeguards? This is camp. You need to have lifeguards with those kids that swimming in the
Doing
lake.
that good, and having sex.
Yeah.
but look, there's a lot of
I worked
people
at a summer camp. I know what happens,
Oh, no.
and that
All right,
isn't
real
what
quick.
happens.
All right, hold on a second. Real quick. We got
Oh.
Mello in the chat. What's going on? Good to
Hey,
see you.
Mello.
And we got Super Tenor coming in with a super chat. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate you.
Nice.
Very, very cool. Saying, hey, Night. Craven, I just joined your channel too. All right.
Awesome.
There you go.
Hey.
Very, very
Appreciate
cool.
that very much.
All right.
Super Tenor.
Yeah.
Very cool. Much appreciated, man. We really appreciate you and had fun with you during Slayfest. Absolutely.
Yes, we did.
Yes. Neil saying 2 rules though: no white horses, and Jason can't talk. That's right. He can't talk. Can I ask
But he
you guys?
did, Nate. He
Let me
did,
ask you
Nate.
guys. What,
Yeah, he said, "Mama,
dude?
don't
you
let
mean
me
at the end?
drown."
Yeah,
But
you mean at the end?
yeah, at the end. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
This is
but
going to blow your
listen,
mind.
I've erased that from my memory. That ending of Friday 13th Part 8.
No, I'm gonna redeem it.
Okay.
What if that never existed because she was high on heroin?
What?
What if he
Dude.
never got off the boat?
I think Rob Zombie was high on
Yeah.
that stuff.
When
Making
she
this
got
thing,
stuck
man.
with the needle. Yeah, it was heroin. So what if she didn't even
Dude.
see Jason? He didn't
What?
drown.
No. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
It's time to get off this
Wow.
subject now. Holy shit.
Well,
All right, so real
let's not
quick.
forget Michael also spoke
Yeah.
in Halloween
Yeah.
Kills.
Yeah, but
Dude, he
Jason
did
was a
not,
kid.
bro.
When Jason spoke,
He
right? He was a
did not,
child,
bro.
and
I
he was
know we were talking
alive
about that on
then.
the phone.
Seriously.
You remember when we were on the phone talking about it, and you were like, "Bro,
Dude.
I turned up my speakers, my
I
sound
did.
system."
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
All right,
like
let me hold on. Let me ask because this is going to be fun for the panel. You guys in the chat, let us know too. In Halloween Kills, after Karen takes Michael's mask,
Mhm.
I'll start with you, Sarah. Did he say give it back? Do you remember that scene?
What?
I remember that scene. I don't remember hearing anything. I
It was
didn't
kind of like
go,
a breathy type of.
full Steven with the headphones.
Yes, that's the only way you'll hear it.
But because it never dawned on me that he would speak other than just
Right.
a grunt, when he gets really injured. So I never was
Right.
listening for it. So I don't know if he said
Yeah.
anything. I hope he didn't. I hate the idea that he talks.
What about you, JT?
Man, what's that effect that you think people are saying something, but they are? It's
Mandela.
like, yeah, that. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I mean, he could be talking about the good. It's like, he could be talking about his candy. That's why he killed his sister. Bitch took my candy, so I dropped her. So I mean, that's the true story of why he killed his sister. She took the candy.
Right.
What if he was adopted?
What?
What if Michael was adopted? That's why he
All
killed
I
his
would
sister.
say, all I would say to that is,
So, all right. So hold on. Before I get to you, Steven.
yeah,
Coriander, what about you? Do you think he said something in that scene?
What scene are you talking about? I
The
missed
scene
it.
when after Karen takes the mask off of him after she stabs him with the pitchfork, and then she
He
takes the
said
mask off.
something.
Well, there's a lot of talk about the fact that when he first stands up, because as soon as she takes the mask off, he stands up almost immediately. She had just beat his ass, and I thought for a moment, did she kill him? And he stands right up. Is that mask, bro? That mask is something. He stands right up and he's looking at her, and it's that shot where you see her in the doorway with the mask, and it sounds like he says, get. It's like a breathy, very. You can barely even hear it. So I'm assuming you didn't.
Nah, that's bullshit.
Okay.
Y'all are
maybe
just
it's her
trying to make him
boyfriend.
talk when he really didn't talk.
All right.
No.
Well, I mean, you listen. Well, Steven, let's have you explain your point of view of it, because we talked about this on the phone and the back and forth. And like I said, anyway, I'll say my point.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your viewpoint on it?
Like I say, I went into it with no skin in the game. I just wanted to hear, is it there or not? I was just curious.
Yes.
But it's so low. It's not in the subtitles. Nope. It was not in the subtitles. It's almost like an Easter egg. If you so the way that I heard it is with headphones, and literally turning it up almost as loud as possible. And if you do that, you're gonna if you watch it at normal listening levels, you will not even hear a thing.
Right.
You won't. But if you do this, I challenge you guys, just check it out and just see what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Put on headphones. You don't use your room speakers. You got to use the headphones. Crank it all the way up to that one scene when she's in the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, it sounds to me like he clearly says, I can't, I mean, you got to hear me. Give it back. But it's so soft. It's like, that's what it sounds like. I rewound that thing over and over and over again. I mean, I put it in my vocal software. I tried to enhance it. I mean, I seriously wanted to know. And at the end of the day, guys, I'm like seriously 70-80% on the side that he said it. I'm not gonna say
what if it was her boyfriend, because he just did snap.
Bro, he was dead, bro. he was gone, bro.
You should have hit the offender. No, there it is.
Val said, "No way did the shape speak." Val,
I know.
Val is probably so focused in right now. She's probably like, she gets.
Knight, if you ever interview him again, that will be the number one question.
That will be the number one
That's
question.
True.
It
there you
will.
Go.
It will. Sarah, you're all right. You're all right.
I like that.
What's up, Brian? Good to see you too, man. No, that would definitely be the number one question. And real quick, man, we got Horror Cat in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. Gifting a membership. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Very cool of you, man.
Yeah.
Larry is treating us. It looks like it went to I am not your grandma.
Wow.
Now,
well,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Very, very cool. Thank you so much, man. We
Very
we
cool.
really appreciate you. Seriously, that is that's awesome. I am not
Great.
your grandma. I love that name. That's awesome stuff,
I
man.
like it too. That's
All
fun.
right, so we got we got a lot of stuff off of our chest. Hey, what's up, Rachel? Good to see you. All right, so look, let's pull back a little bit on this too, because I also wanted to kind of pose some other questions to you guys as well, just for the fun of it. So here we go. And Stephen, we'll start with you, and we're just gonna go right around. You guys in the chat,
Okay.
you guys can let us know what you think as well. Okay, here we go, Stephen. Okay, the question is, which film is the best
Ooh.
other than the originals in all three franchises?
Okay.
So, other than the
Well,
originals,
wow.
which film would you pick as the best?
Boy.
Right?
Well, this is not easy. Well, it's not going to be Halloween. I mean, it's not going to be Jason Friday 5. We're going to give Roy the night off.
Oh man!
And not that it was a terrible movie, but I just, yeah,
Right?
that ticked me off. Don't
Hey,
hey,
look, hey, look, you're dealing with the emotional damage that I dealt with when I was a kid, man. Because I felt that way too. Roy just kind of, but I've moved on. I've moved on.
Well, it's raw.
Yes, it might be a brighter day down the road for you.
Yeah, no, yeah, and there are some good stuff, but no, don't. I'm like, when you have to name your next movie, you have to subtitle it "Jason Lives" just to let people know it's okay to come back. That's how bad. Anyway, I'll stop. All right, so for Friday, this could change any day of the week, honestly.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of I really like, but I can't get past. I think I got to go with 4 with Corey Feldman and Crispin Glover doing the deed, the dance.
That's right.
It's a great movie. 4 it's a really fun movie. It's my favorite of the first 4. So that's for Friday. For Halloween, now this is where it's going to get dicey.
Well, here's the thing. Just which one is the absolute best from the 3 franchises? Just one that tops.
I misunderstood. So so you're oh my gosh. Okay.
So would Friday 4 be the best out of all 33 films?
No, I can't do that.
You said that quick. Other than the originals.
Okay.
So we don't count Nightmare 1.
Oh,
we don't count Nightmare 1, Friday 1, or Halloween 78.
This is next level night. This is beyond. This is insane. I thought 1 per movie was insane.
No.
Oh my god. Okay. Well. Okay. Give me a second. I know I'm going first, so I'm giving you guys time to think. So I'm helping you.
All right, I got mine.
All right, I'm helping you guys. I'm helping everybody else out.
Okay.
All right. So if I had to pick what I think is the best of all of those,
yeah.
Okay, it's going to come down to either New Nightmare,
okay,
which I think is brilliant, and or man, people are going to roll their eyes at me, but oh well.
Dude, be careful, man.
And now, dude,
I'm just joking.
Trust me. Or Halloween Kills, believe it or not.
Yeah. See, yeah.
All right.
I see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of those 2, and you're gonna make me pick one, aren't you?
Yes. Unless you don't want to. I want you to be comfortable here, bro.
Look, I reserve the right. That's how I can do this. I reserve the right to change it after the stream's over.
Absolutely.
Then I can answer. But I have to say, Wes Craven's masterpiece of New Nightmare was ahead of its time. It was so well done. I'm sorry, I gotta go with New Nightmare, but I gotta go with New Nightmare. Yeah.
All right.
That was hard, though.
It was hard. JT, is that what you're going with too? Because he is doing a dance and flipping and doing cartwheels and everything. What's his sign language?
played in the cat.
No,
That's right.
so yeah, I would definitely say New Nightmare. I was happy, but when I have to really think about it, I would have to say Nightmare 3 because that really made horror pop culture. Freddy, that's when Freddy made horror pop culture, when horror was almost at a rough spot. And then when 3 came out, it exploded everywhere. Then you saw kids and Freddy pajamas and everything. That's really made it where we're at, what we like. So I love New Nightmare, but if I have to say the best out of all of them, of what it did for horror and everything, I would have to say 3. But it's like the same thing with Kills. Like it could change when I get off the stream. But look at broken his eyes.
I'm telling you, man.
All
Well,
right.
hey, listen. At least Wes Craven wrote the screenplay for 3.
Yes,
So
he did.
yes,
It
so-
still has some Craven in there, so it's all
That's
good.
right. How about you, Sarah?
I am so torn because there's one that is my favorite, and then there's one that I think objectively is the best. And I am stuck between 2 Halloweens,
Ooh.
2018 and
Okay.
H2O.
Wow.
I love H2O. It
Me
is
too.
pop culture royalty. It is incredible. People don't give it enough credit for what it is. And I think, 2018 is amazing. I remember I watched it so many times in theaters, and I never do that. I usually see things once, and then I'll wait to own it or stream it. But I went back to see it. But I have such a special place in my heart for H2O, which is what kills me. I think H2O, aside from the first Halloween, is Laurie's best performance. So I'm going to go with Halloween H2O.
Yay.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
I love it. So yay.
All right.
Good
How
job,
about you,
Sarah.
Coriander?
Oh man. It's disappointing that I can't say it's a Friday movie because if I was to pick a Friday movie, well, see, this is hard, man. I don't like this question.
Oh, I don't either.
Jeez. She's like, I don't like this question.
Sorry, babe, but I don't. I'm gonna have to go with Halloween Kills.
Yes.
All right.
Just because one of my favorite scenes out of that movie is in that movie. It's with the firefighters. It's like, and I love how you figured out how the hell did Michael survive that fire? Because it was like, how could that
Who would
be?
have
And then
thought
you
the
see,
gun locker, bro?
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm picking that one.
You're gonna have to start calling them gun locker Myers, man. That was great. All right, so you're going with Kills. All right. For me, it is a challenging question because I think all of you guys pick some really good movies, and they're all, in my opinion, top tier. But if I just had to pick one, I gotta go with Friday 4. I gotta go with Friday 4. I think
I'm so glad you did.
From A to
Thank
Z.
you, babe.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, because you guys picked some ones that were crossing my mind too. But from A to Z, it checks the boxes. When you talk about a slasher, I mean, it's just so many great things in it. Great characters, great kills, a great Jason, great chase scene. Trish definitely doesn't get the credit she deserves, but obviously Corey Feldman gets a lot of great credit that is well deserved. And a great ending, man. I mean, Tom Savini coming back to destroy his creation, and damn, when I first saw that as a kid, I was like, did his head just almost split in half? Like, yes, it did. It's like, wow. Some great stuff on that, but it's challenging. I'm not gonna lie, it's a tough question, but hey. All right, so we got through that. You guys like, that's a tough question. All right, so real quick, and these guys in the live chat, they're giving answers too. I won't be able to get to everyone's answer, but definitely if you do give a super chat, I'll make sure that you do get answered and also acknowledged as far as what your ideas are. Andromeda saying that maybe Nick Castle said, "Give it back." What do you
Ooh,
think?
maybe he was the
Ah.
one whispering it.
Well, he did
And
the
he's the
breathing.
original shape.
He
He-
did
he-
do the breathing.
He did the breathing,
Yeah.
so
That's true.
Oh,
Uh
guys,
mean-
come on, stop pipe dreaming.
oh.
Hey man, all I gotta say is just test it out. Put the phones in,
Jeez,
crank
Steve.
it up,
Yeah.
and play it like 3 or 4 times, and just think.
We're
You're
gonna
all
be
right.
murder she wrote this shit.
But you gotta be
we're gonna
open minded
CSI.
though.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Murder She Wrote. There you go. I love that. You get bonus points.
Right. Andromeda, thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you with the super chat. It really helps us out. Here's one for you. Speaking of some Michael, here we go.
Trick or treat, motherfucker. Oh, you.
Wow.
There you go.
Burn rhymes.
There you go, man. You gotta love it. And we got some interesting answers in the live chat here. Horcat saying New Nightmare is awesome. I know Jen said New Nightmare. Oracle saying Friday 3. There you go, in 3D. All right. Wow. Ben going with Dream Warriors, and I've seen a whole bunch of other answers here. Some good stuff. Ben's going with Season of the Witch. Wow. All right. Who would have thought Season of the Witch getting some love, man? Very cool.
It's a good story.
It
I
is
mean,
a good one.
I mean, it's a good story.
It is, no doubt.
It took
What's
me
up,
to get,
Philip?
older to realize that. When I was younger, I'm like, where's my
Same here.
Tom
Same
Atkinson, man. Tom Atkins.
That mustache.
He was a stud, bro. He was like, man.
That's right.
That
That's
guy.
right.
Woo.
No doubt. Yeah.
He probably just smelled like Old Spice.
Oracle Friday 3.
Wow. At first, I didn't know
Old
what you were going to
Spice
say,
is bourbon.
Steven.
Yeah.
No. Like I could just picture him like having that musky,
You dirty boy.
No. Just that musky cologne smell, you know.
Musky.
cologne.
Musty's right.
Yeah, man. The
Hey,
women
what's up,
sure
Scott?
liked it.
Good to see
Bruh.
you.
Hey, Scott.
Good to see you, man. Let's see.
Oh, gosh.
Let's see.
Die. Those are the rules.
Those are the rules.
Got it.
Nice. Mag is saying Friday 4 is the perfect slasher.
Yeah.
There you go.
It is.
There you
Good
go.
one. It's a lot
It
of
is
fun.
really good.
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday 13th is 4 for me, easily. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's truly awesome, man.
Awesome. Yeah.
Franco's in the chat. Welcome. Good to see you. Going with Jason Lives. All right. Very, very
And
cool.
goats.
And goats. Saying it's the goat. All right. Very, very cool. And by the way, if you guys, and we got people jumping in right and left. If you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. It definitely helps to support the stream. We appreciate that. All right. So look, so we started with that. That was kind of interesting. What I wanted to do is throw out a few other little questions to throw around at you guys and see what you thought. And again, there's no wrong answer, is there? Maybe.
Just stupid questions. No.
Generally, no.
Just stupid questions.
No.
No, just
Okay.
hard ones.
All right, here we go. Steven, we're going to start with you. Here we go. Our next question is, so we've got verses for these films. All right. So we got Friday 4 versus Nightmare 4 versus Halloween 4. Which one are you picking as the best of the
Come
three?
on.
Okay. Well, let me just
That's
say,
too easy.
and I really mean this when I say I like all four. I mean, all three of those entries, the fourth entries.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They're really good movies, all of them.
They are.
They are really good. I could watch them any time of the day, but man, pull it back up for me, Night, one more time for me. It's
Friday
the
4, Nightmare 4, and Halloween
okay.
4.
Well, it's okay. Let me retract one statement. Nightmare 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull that one back off the list. So really, for me, it's Friday 4, And Halloween 4. I don't know why I was thinking Nightmare 4. I was thinking of I don't know. I was confusing it with something else. But anyway, Friday 4,
Wow.
Halloween 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I really like Friday 4, but
Mm-hmm.
dude, come on. Nah. It's gotta be Loomis's return, Michael's return, and a great movie by Dwight Little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gotta be Halloween 4 for me.
Okay. All right. JT, how about you?
It has to be Friday 13th 4. Halloween
right.
4, the thing is, he kind of looks like Uncle Fester. He has no neck. I don't really like this.
It's a great movie. The ending of that movie, ending.
That's how it's like. I'm gonna get everybody. That's how it looks. Uncle Fester and Nightmare 4. No, it's just a no. And even for Polar, because they killed pretty much everybody in Nightmare 4. So
I know
that one's for you, Polar. But yeah, Friday.
They were like, "You Dream Warriors aren't that cool. See ya."
One movie. You made us all the money. You're done. Bye.
Right. All right. So you're going Friday 4.
We're killing everybody. But yeah, Friday 4.
All right, Sarah. Sarah, how
I'm
about
kind of
you?
on the same page as Steven. Like, immediately we can get rid of Nightmare 4. Like, it's not even in the same category as the other two. Friday 4 is arguably one of the best Fridays, so I'm like tempted to say that. I know everybody in the chat is saying Friday, but I'm with Steven. I love Halloween 4. It's got such a special place in my heart. Like, I love a little Jamie Lloyd. Like, it just is like nostalgic and fun and just like a comforting watch. So for that reason, I will go with Halloween 4.
And might I add, Sarah, one of the best shocking endings in a horror movie, I think, out there. I think it was a
great ending.
It gives me chill bumps, even though I know what's going to happen. I still get chill bumps. That's how powerful it is for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Seriously.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Mello is saying he's holding the torch. Nightmare 4, Freddy's death is the best in the entire franchise. All right.
Okay.
Very, very cool. Coriander, how about you? Which one are you going to go with?
I mean, do I really have to answer this?
Yes.
Yeah, Nightmare 4. She's going to say Nightmare 4.
No.
Nightmare 4.
No. Obviously Friday for me. So.
All right. Okay. Now, and I'm going to tell you what, it's tricky because I do love all 3 of these movies. But I will agree that, Nightmare is definitely in 3rd place for me. But I really love Halloween 4. I really do. And, that came out at a time when I was just like getting like knee deep into horror. It was just, I don't know, it was a special time. That was 1988. That being said, I'm gonna go with Friday 4. Okay.
I'm just such a tease.
Good thing, man.
I'm just saying, man. Look, and you know what? And I will agree with JT here. And you guys know, I have issues with a lot of the masks that they've had in the franchise. I've been very honest and very vocal about that. If it's a bad mask, I'm going to call it out. And I'm looking at you, Halloween 5 as well. But if the mask was better, I think that would definitely, and it's still a great, that's how good of a movie it is to me, though, is that it overcomes a lot of that damn mask. And a lot of that is because of Danielle, because of Ellie Cornell, and of course the late great Donald Pleasance, right? But that damn mask, man. But if it was the mask, from 78 or 2, I definitely would raise it up a bit more, and I might have to say it could be that over Friday 4, but Friday 4, man, I can't do it.
Better mask, have a neck, little things.
Yeah, have a neck, bro. Like, come on, man. But all that being said, rest in peace to George P. Wilbur, though, because I mean, even though it was a bad mask, I think he was good as Michael. You know that scene when Jamie first, has the nightmare of him or whatever, and he's on the other side of the bed, and he sits up, and the lightning strikes in the room, and he turns.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that was a good mask? How awesome that would have been!
The 78 mask. Yeah.
Yes,
That'd be terrifying.
That's one,
or the 2018 mask, even,
or the
2018. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite shots of him in the whole franchise, except for the mask. It's horrible.
I like when he gets wobbly legs on the roof because he's scared.
Yeah.
Like watch it in slow motion. His legs wobble when he's standing up. Like I don't want to fall.
He's like, I don't. No fear. He's like, why am I on this freaking roof? I'm Michael Myers. Damn it!
I got the wrong boots on.
Hey, real quick in the chat, we got, for all you wrestling fans, if you know, we got Axe Smash Demolition in the chat, bringing me back to my WWF days as a fan. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Saying Halloween 4 had a great ending that took my theater by surprise. It took us all by surprise.
Ooh, wow. Yes.
Woo. Yeah, it did. Val says the mask in 4 is almost as bad as the CGI mask in H2O.
Come on now, Val.
Wow.
Val.
That's too bad.
Way too bad. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Look, you turn on Halloween 5. Halloween 4 looks like an immaculate mask. Okay.
Oh,
I'm just saying. I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he went from no neck in 4, and then 5, he went from the Who. Like he's from Whoville. Because that nose is like,
Well, that whole face was like, it wasn't even a similar face to anything we've seen before.
Oh, man.
It was like Beetlejuice. Like he stretched that nose. Like, yeah, that's a good fit right there. That's terrifying.
Well, and can I just remind one thing in defense? Well, no, you're right, man. I don't disagree, JT, but I got to say one thing. In defense of Halloween 4, it's all the hardware store had on
That's all
sale.
they had. It was a slow week.
That's all was there. Yeah. That's right. And it's so funny, not to name drop, but it's so funny because Dwight Little, the director, whenever I was asking, we were talking about the mask, and he actually said the same thing.
Right.
Night, you and I have had that conversation.
Yeah.
Every interview that Dwight. And
yeah.
we were both like, that's all they had to buy.
That's all
that's all he had to get. Right. And he said the same thing. He said, look, blame the hardware store. That's where he got it.
Dude,
grab what they had. And I'm like, there you go.
There's a short right there. Dress up like Michael. This mask is like this man. Yeah.
It was that or nothing.
Oh my God. Hey, real quick, I just want to say we got a channel member anniversary for Caden. 2 months as a channel member. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Saying what a great panel with awesome people. Always a pleasure joining your streams tonight. You're all right. Thanks so much. We appreciate it, man. Seriously, we're having a blast. But thank you so much for being part of our memberships. We really appreciate it. It's something that really it helps us out so much, man. Let's do this. Let's play another clip in honor of that. I like this one. It makes me laugh.
The man in the black sombrero. This is Zero? I am certain of it. And the hideous dog you refer to must be my wife, yes?
Ooh, yeah. Some things you don't joke about.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
At least I answered honestly. Yeah.
That's right. Scott was saying he didn't mind the mask in 4. It wasn't a traditional Shatner mask, but I actually did not mind it. It was scary in and of itself. I got used to it over the years.
Right.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I
mean, in comparison, I do, but I mean, yeah, I got used to it over the years, and so it's just
just looked like he's trying to be in a Miami Vice video. Like his hair's all slicked back, no shoulders. He's like walking on stuff. Like
88. JT,
I'm just saying,
it was 88.
I'm just saying, man. He probably put Moose in that shit too. It's like,
nah,
yeah, this will look good.
That's
push that down, and there we go. That's a good look.
There you go.
But I like 4. I do like 4. It's just the masses and the no neck what gets me.
It is. It is.
And
All right.
Don't give me that Halloween bull. Bucky.
I love that one. Good old Bucky. Bucky to the rescue. The look he had on, and because the mask has just a certain blankness to it, which is of course great for Michael, but it made that scene even funnier because they put that camera right on Michael, and it's like, geez.
Well, my favorite scene is actually in 5 when she kisses him and he squeezes that steering wheel. And he says,
"Oh yes, that was a good scene."
Yeah, it's like that's terrifying.
Yeah,
and he wasn't in his mask. It's like he could have wore that mask in 4, and we all would have been fine. It's like, see, you could have just used that one.
Yep. That's
right.
Agreed, man. All right, so Steven, let's go to another one. Let's jump ahead to our next question that we have for you guys. And who's the better final girl? Chris from Friday 3 or Rachel from Halloween 4?
Oh, dude.
What?
Come on now. You know.
What kind of bunk question is that?
Well, anybody that's hung around me in Halloween chats for any period of time probably already knows what I'm going to say. But I am the biggest fan of Rachel from Halloween. I mean, I'm a huge Rachel fan, and to the point where she was done so wrong in 5.
She was,
just terribly wrong. And I actually would like. So I'm such a fan that I would to this day like to see a direct sequel to 4 with Rachel alive and well and leading the movie. So along with Jamie, of course, but for me it's Rachel. I'm a huge fan of her. I think she's got everything a final girl needs: the charisma, the spunk, just everything about her. She's got her wits about her. She's a smart girl.
Okay.
So that's my pick.
All right. And we got Lady Luna in the chat too. What's going on, Lady Luna?
Hey.
Retro Broski, good to see you as well. And we got Neil. Neil's got an anniversary.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Nice.
Channel member for 3 months. But Neil's been with us for a long time also on Patreon, which is absolutely crazy. But bro, thank you so much. Not only for the support and always great conversation, and also just friendship, man. We really appreciate it so much. And he says Rob Zombie found a good mask for his Halloween remake. Just saying, he did for the first one.
It's true.
Yeah, the first one.
And then we went hobo, and you guys know what I think of Hobo Myers. But no, you're right. The first mask was pretty good.
Yeah,
hobos and white horses, and just name. You keep the list goes on and on.
Yeah, I got the clean Rob Zombie mask somewhere. I don't know.
It's
somewhere
great
around here.
I liked the mask he used in 2007. It was really, really good. When I saw it in the theater, I was like, wow, that looks so much better than it has in so long, in my opinion. So agreed. Thank you so much, Neil. We appreciate you, man. Seriously. JT, how about you when we talk about these final girls? Who are you picking? Is it Chris from Friday 3 or Rachel from Halloween 4?
I'm probably gonna have to go with. I'm actually probably gonna go with Rachel.
Okay.
Because she was going up against she's going up against Michael Myers. I mean that's like Chris is like okay. Chris went back to Camp Crystal Lake like an idiot, where she got attacked the first time. So
she wanted to overcome her trauma, bro.
Maybe I'm just saying, maybe something's going on with Jason, and he just, what I'm saying. She passed out for saying she went back and wanted some of that dangling, whatever the hell it's called.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, she seen
did you say dangling?
Wow.
Yeah,
no,
some of that dangling.
Night. Can you hit me one time, buddy? On my alley-oop. You ready?
Wait, no, hold on, wait a minute. Wait.
What are you gonna send him? You're dangling?
No, I'm gonna alley-oop. No.
Coriander.
Sorry.
All right.
I was gonna alley-oop for you to finish it, man. To slam dunk it for me.
What?
All right. I was gonna say, that's too bad.
That's way too bad.
But,
There we go.
yeah.
That's
Just
it.
saying. She went back.
Oh.
Don't know why, because and then she goes, "Oh, you're real. Of course you woke up. Of course he's real." But Rachel, when you go against Michael Myers for a little girl, yeah, that's ballsy. Really, I mean, it is, and she beat Michael. So for
all right, well, okay,
not the good, not that sex stuff.
God.
Wow.
All right. How about you, Sarah?
It's been a while since I've seen Friday 3, but I remember that Chris was like a fighter, so I do give her like props for that. But I have to go with Rachel. Like, I loved the switch. I loved that, like, at the beginning of the movie, she was so mad. Thanks, Luna. She was so mad that, like, she couldn't go on her date because she had to babysit. And then by the end of the movie, she was going to, like, lay down her life for her little sister. And I love that.
Okay. All right. Well said. All right, Coriander, how about you?
My question is, why did you pick Chris? Why didn't you pick like Jenny?
Bro,
Because I would not have picked Chris.
I just wanted to have some different. Dude, I got a bunch of questions, man. I'm spacing them out.
And technically, Rachel's not a final girl. She died.
Hey, careful.
Well, I'm talking about from Halloween 4.
Okay, so you're staying with 4. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll stay with 4.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just saying. Okay, so
And
we
part
stay
of
with 4.
the reason too is because I think both of them did great things in their finales against
They
the
did.
antagonists. So
Okay,
that's
okay.
a
So
good
stick
question,
with 4.
Coriander.
Okay.
Answer it.
Oh, I will. Holy shit. I have to go with Chris because, she was going back. She had trauma. And this was her like family cabin. And it's like, shit, why not go back? It was a nice place. So, I mean, yeah, and she, she's a fighter. She, she went through a lot trying to get away from Jason. Yeah, what's Rachel there was, doing her thing, trying to save little Danielle. We get it. But I don't know. I just think, okay, go ahead. There you go.
All right.
I feel like I'm being rushed.
No, but I
So-
thought you were going to stop because you like paused. Let me just give my answer because I've been waiting for this. It's got to be Chris.
Oh,
And well, let me just explain. And I love Rachel, I really do. But here's the thing, and I'm just comparing them in these two movies, right? Chris's finale with Jason was awesome. I mean, you had a great chase scene, you had a good face off, and she killed him once, or at least thought she killed him once. He comes back, like she had multiple times that she was, going at Jason. But with Rachel, who had a great finale too, but the focus wasn't on Rachel alone. You also had that focus on Jamie, maybe almost 50-50 to be quite honest, maybe a little bit more percentage on Jamie. Plus, Halloween 4 was a Loomis movie too. So in Halloween 4, and I'm not saying that makes Rachel a bad final girl because I absolutely love Rachel, one of my favorite final girls, but I'm just saying versus each other, I think Chris's arc, she just had more weight in that movie. That movie was her movie from the beginning to the end as far as going. And I know JT, she went back, but I'm just saying, man, some people, I thought it was a really cool arc. She's overcoming her trauma and all that type of stuff. And throughout that first half of the film, she's seeing shadows, she's looking over her shoulder, so you're building up that tension. Like she went through a lot in that movie. She really did. So that's why, I'd pick Chris.
Yeah, that makes sense. You picked the girl that got the D and the girl who didn't get the D. I got it. I get it.
No,
There
you go.
She didn't get the D. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she got the D. When that flashback, she got the D.
He tried, but she got away from the D.
We don't know. We don't know for sure, right?
Now Night's on my side. There's a sequel. Chris got pregnant with Jason, so there's how Jason can have a kid. That's how Jason can have a kid.
Come on, man. What?
But question for you though. How do you not know that was really Roy under that mask? Maybe that was Roy.
Ew.
That was
Guys,
not Roy.
Jason is a zombie.
Young
Dude.
Roy.
He's a zombie. He can't impregnate anybody.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Jeez, Roy. Come on, man.
Roy. Love
All
Roy.
right.
No, don't love Roy.
All right. So here we go. Here's our next one, Steven.
Okay.
Here's our best next one for you. Okay. So we're gonna have we want your number one answer and
Okay.
your number two answer to this.
Okay.
Because I want to make this interesting because I have a feeling I know what some of you guys are gonna say. Okay. So we get your first answer and then your runner-up answer. Okay. All right.
All right.
So here's the question. What is the best finale in all three franchises? Within all 33 movies or whatever, what is your number one pick and what's your number two pick?
Wow. Well, okay. I'm going to give you my number one for sure. I know that one real quick. And my number one is, and you have to understand, for this to make sense, I don't acknowledge, for the most part, I don't really acknowledge the movie that came after it.
Okay.
Right. So keep that in mind.
Wow, what's going on here?
It'll make sense.
Oh, we know, Stephen. We know.
There, I see us locking right there. I'm seeing you. It is the number one most amazing ending finale for me of all these movies. Is the finale of H2O when Jamie Lee takes that axe and bam, and that is the end of Michael Myers, because the next movie does not count. So for me, I'm serious.
Wow.
I'm not lying. When I watch H2O, that's it. Like there's no other.
I don't watch Resurrection.
In my mind, like that's it. She won. She got him. So that's number one. I love that ending. It still gets me fired up when she's sitting there looking at him, and then she just goes, she just grabs that axe and goes, dude, and like pumps.
Well, she also gives that little, one thing about Jamie Lee, she does that little look, kind of like that, like that little half a second. If you really watch it in her facial expression, almost as if she wasn't gonna do it, and then boom, she just flips, just like that, grabs it. And, it was a great ending.
Yeah, that's number one. This is a lot harder here. Just number two.
Mello said I had to set my wings down for this. All right. I thought it was a good question too.
It was a good one. Number two, though, is a bit trickier for me. Oh man, I have to say the ending of Dream Warriors is pretty darn good in my book.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I love that ending. I also love the ending of the original Nightmare. How iconic is that? You pull Freddy into our world and you defeat him. And so I won't waste any more time here. This is just so hard. I'm gonna have to go with Nightmare 1. That ending was, I really enjoy the twist on that. And Nancy being able to bring him into the awake world or our world. So
okay, all right, very, very cool. How about you, JT?
My number one is Halloween Kills, when he goes ham and then he kills
so good.
The world.
Just kills the world, just and how it was shot, and then kills Allison's mother. It's like out of nowhere. So that's definitely my favorite one. My second is the end of Friday 13th when Jason comes out of the water.
Yeah, baby. Now you know what's going on. Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
That was like, what the hell kind of moment. It's like, what?
Right? Like, nobody saw that coming.
Nobody saw it coming. Nobody. True. So there you go.
Nice. All right. I like that. How about you, Sarah?
So I definitely, I love the ending of Friday, and I love the ending of the first Nightmare, but my top two are in the Halloween franchise. Number one, gotta go with Steven, gotta go with H2O. From the second she smashes the little voice box on the gate, picks up the axe, yells Michael, and like storms off to kill him, I'm in. That last 15 minutes is chef's kiss. It's incredible. It's the best Laurie has ever been. and I pretend that resurrection does not exist. It's not in my head canon. We go 1-2 H2O. That's the timeline.
All right.
Runner up, it was really close between 2018 and Kills. I like them both for really different reasons. I'll probably go with 2018.
All right. Very, very cool. Okay. Coriander, how about you?
Okay, so I'm doing Friday 7 because I
Ooh.
loved the battle between Jason and Tina.
Mm-hmm.
And
Some great stunts in that too.
yeah, it was so good. And I agree with Sarah with 2018.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. This is really challenging because I think there's great aspects to so many of these movies. I mean, we're talking over 30 movies. I mean, obviously some of them, are going to be near the bottom of the barrel. But I think for me, first of all, let me just say, JT, you hit the heartstrings when you mentioned the OG Friday because nobody, I mean, well, let me just say for me, I had no freaking clue that was going to happen because it was such a roller coaster, in that finale, with Pamela and then the reveal. And then it was almost like, holy crap, how is Alice going to get out of this? Like, and that was my first horror movie. So I truly was wondering how is she going to get out of this thing. And when she finally did, and then it's just in that serene music and it's beautiful and they really held that for a long but they held it for a long time, bro. They held that scene for like 5 years. It was like 5 years on that scene, literally. I'm just like, wow, and then and first thing I'm thinking is, who's that?
Right?
I have no clue who the fuck it was. I'm serious. No, but seriously, that one definitely pulls at my heartstrings. But if I'm going to have to really sit down and pick, endings, I got to go with 2018 because I think that it was just man, I was just so invested in everything that was going on. And I remember in the theater, and after all this time of being a fan of the franchise in the theater, I'm sitting there with my brother and I'm like, they trapped him? Like we had never seen that. Granted, yeah, I know she trapped him in Resurrection, but we don't count that. And that was stupid what she did. Lori wouldn't do that. But in this one, it was like a game plan that worked. I mean, like even Karen was kind of playing along, until she, gotcha. So that just took me on a ride with 2018. And then for a runner-up, I think I gotta go, and I'm kind of back and forth a little bit on this stuff, but I think I gotta go with Halloween 2. Loomis, Loomis with the sacrifice, bro. Like when I saw that, I was so invested in his character. Like he he's the hero. He's Van Helsing, right? And it seemed like there was no way out of it because they're in the emptiest hospital of all times. No one was going to help them. And then all of a sudden he's got this plan to do the sacrifice play. And I'm like, what? And so I was just so invested in Donald Pleasance. And, it's time, Michael. And I'm like, what? And then like
he walks out
a minute later, the fire burn walk. And I'm like, are you freaking, even the look on Jamie Lee Curtis, and I've seen this movie hundreds of times. The look on her face was like, are you fucking kidding? Like that was the look that she had without saying it. So man, I just
almost again the same look Michael gave her in 2018. It's like, you mother, when he got locked up looking at her. It's like, you mother, are you serious?
I love it. Oh man. So those are some good answers, guys. Good stuff, man. Brian's holding the torch though. Brian is saying Resurrection was a good movie.
Let me tell you what, it had so much potential because with the streaming, because nobody was doing streaming really at that time. It was ahead of its game, but that end, you could have said that's probably the best finale because we didn't expect that one to happen. He was actually going to get whooped by Busta Rhymes and he just watches Kung Fu on TV. No one saw that one coming.
I know, man. Oh my god. Hey, look, Val says
My
hashtag
blood pressure's going up.
no one works at Haddonfield Hospital. It's true. There was nobody there,
Yeah.
bro. It's like, where are the people? Like, how does that
Yeah.
happen? Oh my god. Too funny. All right, so look. I love this. Oh my god. All right, so look, let's do another one. This one I think could be a fun one too. All right, Steven, I can't wait to hear what you're going to say on this.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we've got 3 films and we got to put you to the test, bro. We've got Halloween 5, Friday 5, and Nightmare 5. You got to rank them 1 through 3.
Okay.
Like he said,
Man.
okay.
Wow. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna rank them exactly as you've listed them.
Really?
That's what I was going to go. That's exactly
Halloween, Friday, and Nightmare. Yeah, that's the exact order for me.
Ooh, okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Same thing for you, JT?
Yeah, same thing for me. 'Cause
Okay.
The whole baby thing is just no.
Okay.
No.
And you're the Nightmare guy too, man. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That one hurt. Sarah, how about you?
Yeah, not to be boring, but that's pretty much my ranking. And like, even though I love 4, I'm not like the biggest fan of Halloween 5. Like, Loomis is pretty unhinged, but I think out of the bunch, that's still my favorite. And I could probably flip flop the last 2. So I'm thinking just the order they're listed in.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
What are they again?
The 5s, man.
Good, okay, and terrible.
What are we talking about?
I had no idea Roy's movie was going to be featured.
Yeah.
You know, I am gonna go. Oh shit. I think I'm gonna go Friday, Nightmare, and Halloween.
Wow.
Wow.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Okay, well, hold on. So you're going Friday, Nightmare, then Halloween.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh,
that
yeah.
surprised me. Okay.
too.
All right. Wow. Any particular reason why? I'm just curious.
Because she can. No.
I know. I know.
Because I enjoy Friday 5, I guess, a little more
Yeah,
than.
that part didn't surprise me.
Okay, so that's how I ranked it.
She
So
can.
there you go.
Man. All right. So
Put
so
that in
for
your pipe
me,
and smoke it.
I guess so, man.
Exactly.
I was just curious that she had Nightmare above Halloween because you've usually said that Nightmare 5 wasn't a favorite of yours. That's what I was getting at.
Well, compared to Halloween 5, I mean,
Okay.
Aw.
All right.
yeah.
If that
it's-
girl dies tonight,
No, exactly.
you haven't got a
Michael?
police force.
Michael, I
Yeah,
kill
you haven't got a
too.
place.
Michael.
That's
Michael,
right.
go home.
Go home.
You'll find
love
her waiting for you. I can quote that movie all night.
Oh my god. Oh,
With
real
an egg
quick,
on his face.
stop, man. Real quick, we got AJ in the chat. What's up, AJ? Good to see you. Hope you welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good time. Saying all the part 5s were terrible, but I go with Friday 5. All right, because of Ethel and Junior, they were hilarious. Made part 5 for me. All
Those were-
right,
Ethel was something else.
right.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
like the movie's going along, and all of a sudden she shows up at that, and I'm like, oh,
Wow.
wow, she's got a
Mhm.
mouth on her.
Right. Neil's
Mhm.
going Friday,
You gotta
Halloween,
stuff
Nightmare.
something in it and shut her up.
No one hated Friday.
Oh, poor Andy. Wow,
Getting hot and heavy in here.
man.
Neil said no one hated Friday 5 until they realized the guy in the mask wasn't Jason. That's a good point. And Neil, that's exactly my ranking too. Friday 5, Halloween 5, and then Nightmare 5. Because I think, again, I think Friday 13th 5, and Steven, I know it's still raw, man. Trust me. I
It's
was
still
there
raw.
too. When I was a kid and I finished that movie, I was a little pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. But as time went on, that's actually risen up the ranks for me. The most in the Friday franchise. Now, and I agree with what Neil said. If you just watch it for what it is, and you kind of, obviously it is Roy, but you don't find that out till the end. It had great kills. You had some really cool characters. Reggie the Reckless. You had Pam. You had Demon. I mean, it was some good stuff going on. It was a good fight at the end. Pam with the chainsaw and all that stuff. That was really cool. And it was, you kind of had that mystery going on as far as, was it Jason? Was it not? Was it just Tommy who was crazy? Right. So I really dug all those aspects of Friday 5. And as far as Halloween 5 versus Nightmare 5, I think Nightmare 5 had some good stuff in it, but it definitely had some missed opportunities. Once again, the MPAA did some tinkering. Some of the kills were obviously kind of messed up, pulled back from, and so forth. Halloween 5, to me, the reason I pick it above Nightmare is solely because of Loomis. I mean, he just, even though he was unhinged, he was just so entertaining. I could watch, when we did the Halloween Fest 2 event and we watched Halloween 5, it was just a joy just watching it, having fun with it. I mean, he was just great. And even though they kind of, kept Danielle quiet for 35% of the movie, which I think was a mistake. It was dumb.
It was, yeah.
If they didn't do that, then I might pick Halloween 5 over Friday 5, maybe. Well, you got to get rid of that damn music for the cops, too.
The
That was
clown
music.
They should have put in the deleted scene where, he felt bad about Jamie and 6. Every time we talk about Loomis is when he's like, I shouldn't have never left you, man. It's like they should put that in. But 5, the thing with Nightmare 5 is it's just, dude, he was fighting an invisible Freddy. How bad can you get? The fight scene. He was doing kung fu, but there was no Freddy. There was just a sound effects because they ran out of money. I'm like, dude, come on, just take that scene out. Just
come on, he was using his senses.
He's like,
that's how good he was.
I thought I was high watching it. I'm like, listen, I think I'm high, but where the hell's Freddy? And he's, I'm like, it's just,
God, too funny, man. Hey, Mayan's in the chat too. What's going on, Mayan? Good to see you.
My girl.
Man said we got to 61 likes, man. That's really
awesome.
cool.
All right, let's go.
Awesome stuff.
Let's go to 150. 150.
Damn.
150.
Wow. All right. That's I don't know what to say to that, man. Wow. Okay, so let's let's go to another one. Let me ask you guys this. This is just off the cuff. Okay.
Oh boy.
What is okay? Well, we just talked
Every time
about.
you say off the cuff, that just doesn't sound right.
It doesn't?
No. Cuff just doesn't sound right.
Okay.
Cuffing?
It just came in my head. This question that just popped in my head. Okay.
Okay.
You've got number one choice and the second choice. So one and a runner-up. What are the 2 worst movies in these 3 franchises?
Oh, God.
Out of all the movies. Steven, we'll start with you. We'll go around.
2 worst of each franchise.
2 worst. Well, just the 2 worst in all 3 of them. All 33 films.
That's right.
So pick 2.
Okay. You know what, man? I know I should be more generous in spreading the love or lack thereof.
Spread the love, gonna say.
I know what's coming. They're probably the same as mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta stay within one franchise, and
I know which one it is.
It's gonna have to be. Let's see how well you guys know me. Resurrection, Halloween, and Zombies 2.
I knew it, man. I knew it. Wow, man.
Those movies blow harder than a weed blower.
Damn.
I mean, they're bad movies. In my opinion, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. I knew you were going to say that.
You guys know me.
All right, JT, how about you? What are the two worst films?
Two worst films. Halloween 78. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Like,
Kick
delete
him off the panel night. That's it.
Right. He would have been in mid-speech and all of a sudden.
No, Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection for sure. Halloween Resurrection. And
Okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's all right. Sarah, you going with the same two that Steven did?
Resurrection for sure is my least favorite because to me it ruined a perfect timeline.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
And the second one's hard. There are a few nightmares, including the remake, that I'm not the biggest fan of. It's honestly been a long time since I've watched them. But for me, yeah, Rob Zombie's H2 is like almost unwatchable. Like it.
Yep.
I'm really not a fan of it, and I wanted to be because I love Danielle Harris, but like there were just so many choices that I'm like, why?
Yeah.
So same as Steven.
Bad.
Wow.
Rock on, Sarah. We are calibrated again.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
Okay, so, just thinking about it makes me like, friggin' Nintendo Freddy. I can't stand.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And friggin' Resurrection. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
That's right.
that movie's just, I don't know.
Dumpster
I'd rather step
fire.
in dog shit than watch that movie.
Wow. All right. Can you be more explicit?
I could, but I won't.
Wow.
There
All
you
right. Well, for me, and there's a couple in here, and if our good friend, if my good friend Eric was here, he'd be waiting to see if I would say this, and I will give an honorable mention to Jason Goes to Hell. I will do that because I have to. It's just a prerequisite because that movie, and I went to the theater to see that freaking movie, and I should have known when there was only two other people in that theater on opening weekend in the city.
Wow.
I should have known. But it's not the worst. It's not the worst. I'm gonna go with Freddy's Dead and Resurrection. So there we go. Freddy's Dead, and it still baffles me. And even Robert Englund said we just shouldn't have gone down that road. They were trying to have that quirky type of humor, like that, that Twins Peak type of thing going on, and they took a shot at it and it just didn't work. It really didn't work. I mean, he's pulling out a bed of spikes so people can land on them. It's like Looney Tunes on Elm Street. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, think about it.
Ridiculous stuff, man.
They wanted in the franchise. How would you end the franchise? Make him funny, too funny, and just quirky. That's the best way to end the franchise, and they did it. They killed it.
That is one way to look at it. You are so right. That is one way to look at it, no doubt at all. But yeah, it just good Lord. Yeah. Mello says, I think Rob Zombie took acid before filming, but I don't know.
Well, the thing is, he did too. Yeah, a lot of people like it's bad. There are some cool kill scenes, but he just did too to get out of it. Just get out of the contract. That's why he just gave him something like, I'm just doing this to get out of it.
He did not want to do a third movie. And from what was said, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes for the first film too. Like, just people, there were times when actors didn't know exactly what they were going to be doing, if they were going to be, changing the script and all this. And that was I didn't know that for so long. And I'm not saying that absolves the film, but I do think the first film is better than the second film.
Oh yeah.
I agree with
watch the Howie Mandel podcast. He's on there. He talks about it.
That's right.
what he had to do
Yep.
with what he deals with. I'm like, dude, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have done it. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like I quit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So, I definitely I kind of feel for him a little bit as far as, man, you just did not want to go through what you went through
Yeah.
for the 2007 film, but you did it so you wouldn't have to do a third movie. It's like, that's pretty sad. And he's even said, man, he's lost his love for the franchise as a fan.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a fan of the franchise growing up,
Yep.
and because of this experience, he's just kind of like, don't talk to me about
Weinsteins.
Halloween. Yeah. Right?
Oh yeah, another franchise that they messed up to some degree.
Right.
Meddled in, what have you. Well, and to think that at least there's no Gary Barbers in the world. Oh, wait a minute, that's actually was everybody.
That's Weinstein 2.0, baby.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yep.
I love it. Oh man, poor Gary. All right, so look, let's do another one here, Stephen. We're gonna start with you again. So out of all these films, these 33, is it 33 or 34, whatever, films, what we want to know is, what is the best kill?
Oh, dude,
the best kill,
oh
and
my
why?
Gosh. This is. You thought the others were impossible. This is beyond impossible. I don't even know where to begin.
And you can give us, your number one choice and a runner up if you want. That's fine.
Oh gosh, but the minute I say one, I'm gonna be like,
right,
like eliminating so many others. It's like
that's right. And Val, thank you for putting the link in for Steven's channel and for JT's. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And if you guys have not subscribed to them, please do. That's our general rule here. If we have folks on the panel, definitely make sure you subscribe to them, support them, because they are awesome. That's why they are here. So, all right.
You ever just thought of something and your mind is like, I can't even.
Like you're trying to pick your favorite kid, but you can't.
Right.
Where do you even start? Because there's one thing I'll say about all three of these. Yeah. They have wonderful kills, man. They're really good in kills.
They do, man.
It's like I could pick great kills from all of them. I reserve the right to change my answer after the stream.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, and when you say kill, does it have to be a singular kill, or can it be a group kill?
Well, if it's a group that's involved, sure, yeah, I could do that.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
I'm
gonna go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta do it. Where he's going to.
I gotta do it. It's one of my absolute most favorite Halloween movies. You guys know I love Halloween Kills with a passion. It's the group kill at the end. It's when he puts his mask back on and he just destroys everybody. That's I gotta list that one. That's my number one right now because it's just so epic.
Okay.
And a runner-up would be Nightmare Friday. Oh gosh, there's so many good ones. You know what? I'm just gonna stop there, dude. I can't do it, man. I can't. The pressure's too hard. It's too deep.
Poor guy.
I can't do it. I gotta go with the group kill. That's for right now. That's
okay. All right, JT. How about you?
So I really thought about this, and every time I think of all the franchises, I try to think what is the first kill comes to me. That's how I pick it.
Right.
First kill comes to me. It's actually Kane Hodder's favorite kill, and that's the sleeping bag because it shows you how brute force, how he just bam, and he actually does it a couple times, but they cut it once if you watch the director's.
That's right.
So I'd have to say the sleeping bag kill, and then the second one for me is believe it or not, Nightmare. It was 5, the Roach Motel when she turns into a roach.
Yeah,
that creeped the shit out of me. And then he goes, they don't check in, they check in, but they check out, and he's in the eye. You see the eye, and it's just
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
bonkers,
nasty.
man. So
Yeah.
that was my runner-up. So, but it's
Nice.
hard,
Swear.
man, because there's so
It
many
is.
good ones. But so you have to think, what's the first one's going to hit?
Mhm.
So
That's
I
right.
mean, honestly, that roach thing, that approaches Sleepaway Camp
yeah.
2 toiletry issues for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so
Oh my
bad.
god.
That makes
I
me
love it.
nauseous. So nasty though.
Yeah, it is. It really, really
Oh
is.
gosh.
All right, Sarah,
Good
how
one,
about
JP.
you?
I know there's so many. I definitely thought of the sleeping bag. I thought of the firefighter group kill.
Yep.
Mhm.
Glenn, that geyser of blood, they were great. But
Mhm.
out of all of them, the one that it may not be the most spectacular, but the one that causes me to have a visceral reaction is Cameron's death in Halloween Kills, on the staircase.
Mhm.
It is
Mhm.
it's probably one of the only deaths in the franchise across the board that I physically can't watch it because it's so just visceral and brutal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, because he
Night-
stops. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he stops.
He
Right.
does.
Yeah, then he
Yeah, it's brutal, man. It's brutal.
It is brutal. Yeah.
Night, I've got my second one if I could throw it in super fast.
Yeah.
It's Tina's death in A Nightmare 1, the revolutionary
yeah.
kill, going up the
Yeah.
wall, the ceiling.
There you
That's
go.
it. That is iconic. That's
It is.
absolutely right. Yeah, that's it.
Good choice. And by the way, happy birthday to Kay in the chat. What's that's awesome.
Happy
man. What's that?
birthday!
Hey,
Yeah,
Very, very
happy
cool.
birthday.
Very, very cool.
nice.
All right. Glad that you're spending time with us on your birthday. That's awesome, man. All right. Coriander, how about you?
So, one thing that comes to my mind is I loved when I saw Jason with that circular saw. That was
Oh yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and my other one, oh man, I have to go also with what Steven said with Tina's death because that, yeah, once I saw that instantly hooked me into that movie, and the first Nightmare is my absolute favorite. So, yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Very cool.
absolutely.
I can't disagree with that. Not at all. We got some really good ones in the chat too. But there's a whole bunch. I mean, when you're
Yeah.
talking about great kills, I think all three franchises have had some really, really good ones. But I will say shout out to the cryo freeze kill in
Yeah.
That was
Jason X,
good.
Yeah.
the liquid nitrogen or whatever. That was
Mhm.
that was so, when I first saw that, I was just like, what? I mean, because her face goes into and she's still yelling and then it freezes. And it's like,
yeah.
well, that sucked pretty bad. But then Jason said, you know what? I'm gonna smash your frozen head into the table. And it was like, wow,
Mhm.
that was
And
just
then he
so
picks
good.
it up and looks at her. And
Then looks at it and
tosses
then
her.
throws it to
Yeah,
the
tosses her.
floor.
Yeah.
That's like,
I was like,
damn.
I was
Yeah.
like, wow. I was like, wow, Kane, you're not having a fun day. You're ticked off, aren't you, bro?
Mhm.
But
It
that
was
being said,
great.
no, that definitely is an honorable mention. But I would echo what's been said with the sleeping bag kill. That's
Yeah.
the first kill that actually came to my mind. And it is a bunch, like you always say,
Mhm.
Stephen. We could reserve the right to change this. But I
Yeah.
will say that is one of the coolest kills. When I first saw that, I thought to myself when I first,
Yeah.
and that's the other thing too, is how did I feel when I first saw it, right? When I first saw that he's pulling her away in the sleeping bag, I'm thinking, what is he gonna do? He's just gonna take her somewhere? He's gonna take a walk and drag her
Yeah.
along? It's like, no, he freaking beat her against the tree. It was like, wow, man, really, really
Yeah.
iconic. So that
And
would be
dragging her one-handed, like just
Yeah.
walking like nothing.
Right?
She's kicking and screaming. It's like, what?
Yeah. And originally it was so much more bloody and
Yeah.
gorier because
Mhm.
they had I think Kane said, I can't remember what he said, 10 gallons of blood in there or something like that. And the MPAA really messed
Yeah,
up that
murdered
movie.
that. Yeah, it really murdered that film.
I mean, if
I
you
mean-
think about how some of these films would have been without all of that interference and
Yeah.
the cutting of stuff, like I mean, it almost blows your mind. You know, there have been some really cool stuff. Although that being said, Kane said that was one of the few times where he thought that the interference from the MPAA actually did make an advantage to the kill, as far as like toning it back and just making it more like bam intense. So
Yeah, it was
you know,
the sleeping bag. It was just
it was
it's like
great.
one hit, she's dead. It's
Yeah,
like, dude, he's
he,
strong. Yeah, I
he
agree.
is strong.
And when he
He
was
is.
crushing the dude's head by the veins, just holding him and crushed. I mean, that's a good kill. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of good kills in 7.
Yep. Oh, yeah, 7 was great, man. And,
Yeah.
and that's with the MPAA messing with it too,
Yeah.
man. But my other one, and I'm echoing what you guys have said too, is Tina's death. That was just, when I first saw that, man, I was just like, first of all, it's well done, practical, you know, versus the remake. It's like the remake, holy crap, you talk about night and day between what a kill is, and it shows you how that kill could have been so ineffective in 84, right? The
That's
remake
right.
proved that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But in 84, it was just so well done. The rotating room, Amanda Wise is getting sick. Wes Craven has to go in there and basically talk her down. Wes is upside down too. And Wes got his hands dirty on a lot of these
That's right.
sets. And you got to give Wes a lot of credit. Rest in peace to the great one himself.
Yeah.
But it's also so good because the tension in it, you know, you first see Freddie and he's coming down that street with the silhouette and that music kicks in and, you know, please God, if this is good. And Wes also gave a lot of praise to Robert because those were little things that Robert added, you know, just to, you know, how he moved the glove when he said, this is God, all those little things. That's why it's going to be so hard for them to get another Freddy Krueger. I'm telling you, man, just little things that Robert added. So I got to have that as my other kill. It's just so iconic. It truly, truly is.
Knight, can I add one more honorable mention? Because
Absolutely, you can. Please.
it's not a spectacular kill, but it was someone who I really wanted to see die, and the payoff was great. And that's Halloween 6, John Strode. He was such an awful dad.
He was.
And then finally, when Michael got him in that basement, I was
Yes.
like, yes.
Me too.
Oh my God.
I was rooting for his death to happen the whole movie.
Right.
Yes.
The
whole world was
out of this movie. Yes.
Yeah.
What a jerk. What an absolute
He
jerk.
was.
Like terrible husband, terrible son, terrible father.
Just
terrible human being.
Just
terrible.
makes me happy.
Me
that was a good call.
Good. That was a good one.
Very, very good call. Scott's coming in saying Bob's kill, not only my favorite, but it was just iconic. Has been replicated several times. It's true, man. They've definitely replicated the Bob kill. It was good, really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. We also had people that were coming in with Philip from Dream Warriors with the veins. Man, that was a good one too.
That was a good one.
Neil said that. DJ.
Yeah, it's rough. It was.
Yeah. First time I saw that, I was like, oh man, I couldn't even look at it, man. And they had that weird, like tingy type of music playing. It felt like you could not only see the veins, but hear the veins being stretched. That was such a smart choice that they made in Dream Warriors. One of the many smart choices that they made in Dream Warriors, no doubt.
It's creative.
Yeah, man. Man. I think JT said it earlier, man. It really, you know, took that franchise, took horror into hyperdrive, no doubt at all. So let's do one more. Let's do one more for the fun of it. So here's the question. We're gonna rank this. We want to know about the villain's mythology, you know, their story, how they're presented in these films. Now, of course, there are variations because we've had different timelines, so you could choose whichever one you want. But let's just rank the mythologies of these three icons. So, Steven, we'll start with you and see what you come up with.
Sure. Okay. And so we're ranking all three of them, right? Like in 1, 2, 3?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's first, second, and third?
Excuse me. Okay. For this one, it's not actually as hard as you might think, for me anyway, because I think, again, some timelines, you have to ignore. So I have to
Yes.
ignore. You have to for me to, because otherwise it doesn't make it wouldn't be my choice would not make sense. But if I'm going to exclude, and even though I think it's a fun trilogy at night, and I've told you that the Thorn trilogy has grown on me over time. I really have fun with those 3 movies.
Yep.
However, if I'm going to exclude 6, Halloween 6, and exclude Zombies 1, which gives all the explanatory background, I'm going to take those 2 movies out of my mindset right now and say Halloween is my favorite mythology because I don't understand and know exactly what's going on within him. I don't know if I don't know what the evil is, if it's a possession or if it's an actual entity. If he's, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's what I love, is I don't know. So Halloween is number 1 if I exclude those 2 movies, which I'm going to do now. My second one is Freddy, because it's such a. I mean, how did this all really happen? Yeah, we know he was killed and why, and who did it, but somehow he's become this living monster, basically, and has this power. So that's pretty darn cool. So I love that idea, and I love not knowing. There was never. I just that's number 2 for me. It's Fred.
Okay.
And number 3, of course, is Jason. There's really no mystery. Well, yeah, no, there is some mystery because we don't understand why he's a zombie. We don't understand, right? I mean, there's some stuff going on there, but so they all have mystery to them,
right?
But for me, I think it's got to be Michael, then Freddy, and then Jason.
Okay, all right. How about you, JT? Who you picking?
Well, first one's definitely going to be Freddy. Because the whole thing, when I look at Freddy and I see him, yes, he was a child murderer. But if you actually look at Freddy's Dead, they said he got bullied, he got abused. I got abused when I was a kid. I kind of relate to that. And then when you see him, it's like Freddy knows he's going to lose. Like he knows he's going to lose, but he's always going to come back. So it's like real sinister because that's just evil. Michael, he's gonna be my third because I like Jason because Jason's actually my number 2. I like how like he's a curse. He just keeps coming back. There's a curse, like you go and it's just this doesn't matter. You can't stop him. So it's that supernatural element after the human element when they made him a curse as well. But Michael, I always said it and I always say it. I respect the franchise. I understand it. I like it. But without Loomis, there would never have been a Michael. That's what made that movie. Yes, Michael is Michael, but without Loomis, would that movie actually been a success? And I don't think so. And to me, he's just a guy that snapped and died. My opinion, he just snapped and he died. So, yeah, Freddy, Jason, Michael.
Okay, all right. How about you, Sarah?
This is going to be no shock. I'm the exact same as Steven. We're just on the same page tonight.
We're locking in.
Same reasoning. I'm excluding like the supernatural in Halloween. Like, I love that Michael is just a man. Like, he was just a little boy that snapped. We don't know why. And he's grown up with just nothingness. And like, that's terrifying. Like, I love that. Second would be Freddy because he's such a character. Like, I love that. I love all the thought that went into him. I love that because of what he is, he can do anything. Like, it's so creative. It's great. And like Jason, I also love, but by default, you're in third place.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Go on.
Very cool. All right. Coriander, how about you?
So obviously Jason has to go first in my book. Then I would do Halloween from 78. Then forget all those other bullshit movies and do 2018 through Kills. and then Freddy.
All right. Okay. And real quick too, in the chat, we got another channel member anniversary. We got Troy, a 4-month channel member anniversary.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Troy. Good to have you here. Hope
Yeah.
you're doing well. Very, very cool. Much appreciated for the support. Saying for mythology, Freddy easily, in my opinion. It's not about the how, it's about why. I would go Michael second and Jason in last place. All right. Very, very cool. For me, and this is, I mean, all three have really good mythologies. And at different points in the franchise, I think that they've had, some highs and also some lows. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. That being said, I gotta have Freddy in third place. And part of the reason for that is, I mean, well, let me just give the answer. I'll explain. So Freddy's in third place. In second place is Jason, and Michael's number one. And the reason Michael's number one, and Sarah, you made some really good points. The not knowing, why did this happen? Why was he able to be shot 6 times and fall off of a balcony and just shrug it off? Who does that? And he's a man. And we and we know he's a man. We know he's a man. And there's just for me, the mystery of it all is what is so fascinating, and it was carried throughout the franchise at different levels of greatness. But the best movies in the franchise were really able to tap into that, and him being that shape, not speaking, just so inhuman like, but we know he's a man. That's the thing. Freddy is not. So in that sense, even though it's a cool mythology, especially in the first movie when you didn't know what was going on and you're learning about him, that was really cool. But the fact that he is otherworldly, that takes away that mystery for me. But the thing about Jason, what I really like about Jason's mythology is just the whole thing surrounding him in Crystal Lake, this whole legend of him in Crystal Lake, and obviously what his mother does, and then of course what he becomes, and like you said, Stephen, how does that happen? Like why does that happen? I mean, of course, these are questions that we're not going to get answers to. We don't. Well, and all of that, right? But I'm just saying, it's like, how is he able to do those things? What's the reasoning? Some people say, okay, well, he drowned. Did he come back? He saw his mother's, getting decapitated. So there's a lot of different questions that you have about Jason in the early films and even in the later films. You know what I mean? Except for Jason Goes to Hell. We don't ask about that movie. We don't do that at all. So yeah. So I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go Michael and then Jason and then Freddy. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right. So. And Sarah, you're working in the chat saying we got 64 likes. Let's get one more. You like those nice numbers.
Yeah, those nice numbers. Like 65 is so much better than 64.
I agree. And it's just one. Just one more makes all the difference.
Makes all the difference in the world. All the difference. So let's do this, guys. I know we're getting late, especially for you, Sarah. So we're gonna start winding down. But let's just kind of do this as going around at least one other time. When we talk about these franchises, if you were to predict, what's going to happen in the next 10 years for either one or all three of these franchises, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, so that's just my question. Like within the next decade, and if you want to explain it as far as what you think and what you want, that's fine. But I just want to get an idea of what you guys think is going to happen within the next 10 years for either one or all of these franchises. Okay, Steven, we're going to start with you, buddy.
Oh boy. Okay.
And we'll just go right around.
Okay. Well, I do see a similar future, honestly, for all of these. I know with Friday the 13th, There's Camp Crystal Lake that's supposed to be in production now, working on the strike's over and all that. So
Right.
A24. So we're gonna have something sooner rather than later from the Friday franchise. I just hope they do it right, man. I got to tell you,
Yeah.
I'm a lot nervous, honestly, about this series. I'm going in open minded, of course, but I just hope that they don't mess it up. That's all. But I'll say this: if they do a good job, I could see easily springboarding it right into a movie. If the audience reception's well and it's high ratings, then I think Jason might be. We may have a shot at getting a Friday movie sooner than the others. I mean, it's possible. But I think that's the track for Friday. For Halloween, I still think 3 to 5 years we get a movie. I still think that's going to happen personally, and I do think it'll be a Myers film. And beyond that, I'm just speculating. I hope it's a fresh start, like I said earlier. Not rebooting. In other words, not redoing 78. I'm talking about new characters. There's no Strodes. It's somebody all new, different, new protagonist. Everybody. Just make a new movie. That's all. A new Halloween movie. So I think there's way too much cash on the table, and there's going to be a studio that will bid and get it. I know Blumhouse had it the last 3, and he's also, Jason Blum said, they're not. That doesn't mean they can't get it again.
Right.
So I mean, it could still be Blumhouse doing the next one, next round of Halloween movies, but we'll see. But I do think a movie's coming, guys, personally, in like 3 to 5 years. And then for Nightmare, that's to me the biggest wild card of all of them. And the Craven estate, as I understand it, still they own the U.S. rights to Nightmare, and so New Line Cinema owns the international distribution. But the Craven estate has to approve script, and so my hope is that there's people submitting scripts that are writing good ones, and they're going to get the Craven family will get one, and they'll be like, this is worthy of Dad's, of Wes's, name and what he did, and if that's the case, I have very high confidence that it may be like worth the wait. They say like good things come to those who wait, and
that's right.
And they just got taken over the copyright. Was it last year? I think something like that. So
yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, it was like last year. So this is still fairly new. So I think that if for all the Nightmare fans, let's just stay patient, because if we do get a new Nightmare movie soon or relatively soon, that means the Craven family said, we think this is we're signing off on this, our approval. And my expectations are going to be through the roof. And especially when they announce James Wan will be directing the new Nightmare movie. Shut the front door. That's all I can tell you right now. I will be talking about that ad nauseum. So that's my prediction for all 3 at this point in time.
All right. Hey, and Jose's in the chat too. What's up? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. All right. JT, how about you? In the next 10 years, what do you think's going to happen with these movies, man? These franchises?
The Friday 13th is going to have a series. That scares me, because if they're going to put it just on like Pamela, I don't think it's going to go well. Everybody loves Jason. When you say Friday 13th, yes, Pamela's a good character. I'm not saying that she's a bad one, but you think Jason, this guy, that guy right here. If he's not in it, I don't know how long it's going to last, but Sean Cunningham's supposed to be doing a movie. We don't know if it's going to be canon with the show. So there's that. Halloween, I think there's going to be a TV show. I really do. I think there's going to be a television show, and then it's going to turn into a movie. I hope they follow Loomis. That's what I do. Like a young Loomis, how he got involved until he gets, Michael. Now, Freddy, that one's the hard one. Just hire me to play Freddy, and I already have an idea for the movie. Or actually, it's a show that goes into the movie. It's a prequel. Do a prequel, a television show, then turn it into the movie. That's when the movie kicks off. You show what actually happens. So, but then again, I like to see James Wan. I think if I go back Friday 13th, I think Blumhouse will get it because they want to do it, and I think they would do it justice because they just said just get Jason kills and the Camp Crystal Lake, and that's all you need. Just keep it simple. So
There
I
go.
like what they did with Halloween. So why not let them try with Jason to make it something different? It's just not Halloween Ends different.
Right there you go. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yep,
Yeah, man.
I agree. Sarah, how about you?
I think Halloween, like 3 to 5 years out, we're just going to get a new installment. Like it's going to be a new timeline. We're just going to get a new movie. I don't like the idea of a Halloween show. I don't know how that would work. For Friday, hope the series like drums up enough like good press that it will probably get like a requel type movie. It's not going to be a full reboot. Maybe keep some lore and stuff. So I'm thinking requel territory. And then kind of like everybody said, Nightmare's the wild card. Maybe we get like a Jordan Peele Candyman, but he does like a nightmare. But I said this at the beginning. I don't like the idea of a nightmare without Robert Englund, so I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is tough, man. It's like, wow. Yeah.
Well, let's
great.
say you got to change the character. You can't make him funny. You can't do the same thing.
No.
He has to be dark. He has to be angry. He has to be a killer. He has to be scary. That's the only way to pull it off. You can't make him the Robert Englund Freddy. You have to think new.
Right. You don't want him to be a pale imitation.
Yeah. Just give me something new. It's like, okay, wow, I wouldn't like when you saw Kane Hodder as Jason.
Yeah.
That's what I want as Freddy. It's like, I don't want to mess with that Freddy.
All right. Coriander, how about you?
Obviously, I just want, I want a Jason movie more than a show, but I'll take what I can get. As far as Halloween, I don't need any more. And a nightmare. Well, like I said, I think they should remake the second one. And yeah, man, there you go.
All right. Okay. And real quick too, just to say to Jose saying, the streams get me through a lot mentally. Cheers. Yeah, thanks so much. And we appreciate that. And
Yeah.
glad you're able to hang out with us. And, it's good to know that it gives you, some positivity and some light. Seriously, we appreciate that. And that's why we love doing this stuff. And I know the Carbonite Jedi. What's up, Michael? You got to love this. He said, if you get Ryan Johnson, he will kill everyone off in Freddy too.
That's right.
It's true, man. Oh, Lord.
Gosh.
Hope you're doing well, man. Very cool. To me, I think in the next 10 years, we are obviously we're going to get Crystal Lake. Now, they have said they got the rights to do anything, which includes Jason in the hockey mask. So I don't think there's no way. I mean, look, I will come on a live stream and do some dumb shit if for some reason
clip it, Sarah. Clip that clip, Sarah.
If the hockey mask is not in this show and they had the rights to it, which they said they did. Now, if something changes, that's a totally different story. But they basically said they have the whole range. They got Pamela, they got adult Jason, they got Elias, they got everything, the whole kit and caboodle. So there's almost no way they could not have the hockey mask. And it may not be the first season. I've had some ideas about that. I've done streams and videos on that. That's another story.
Like
so we're gonna get
or
that.
Something.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. So we're gonna get that show, as far as we know, and I hope it's going to be good. I think it will be good. The hope is that it's great. But that also leads us into a theatrical film, which, of course, they're going to want to do. Sean Cunningham wants to do. They know they got money on the table. They've already kind of teased that. So I truly do think we're going to get a Friday movie. Probably, I would think, now the strike kind of messed up a lot of stuff, but I would like to think within the next 4 years. That's what I think. Definitely
Yeah.
within 10, we're gonna get another Friday movie. If we
Oh,
don't,
yeah.
that's a literal crime.
Yeah.
I'll
yeah.
retire.
Like-
I'll retire.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
I
I'll
know,
retire.
man. I'm gonna
Shut it
I'm gonna
all
hide all
down.
my stuff. Yeah. As far as Nightmare, like you guys said, I think Nightmare is just it's a real conundrum. You know, with the estate, with the fact that Robert, you know, has basically said, "Hey, you know, I had my time." When Coriander,
Yeah.
you remember when we were at Terracon? You know, he literally was saying, you know, it's just he's just done with that. You know, he's
Yeah.
moved on from that. The 8 hours, the 10 hours in the chair for the makeup, he just can't do it.
Yeah.
He can't move the same way. You know, he said his shoulder, his knees, this and that. I felt bad for him, and it makes you realize, even for a character like Freddy, and of course, he played him for a long time, but
Mhm.
when you really think about it and you hear the actor talk about all the physical ailments that, you know, he had gotten playing the role and so forth, I really felt bad. I was like, man, you know, you really went to bat, but that's the price you pay to be one of the best. I mean, Freddy is an icon that is gonna that's part of the reason why I'm so excited to do this stream. We're talking about 3 icons in horror. In my opinion, I think they're going to be around for a long time in one way or the other, you know, in one way or the other. But again, Nightmare is tricky. Nightmare is very, very tricky. I do think at some point someone's going to figure it out and they're going to give it a shot. I think they have to. I just hope, I really do hope it's good. You know, I really, really do, because it would be sad to think that it would end on the note that it did with the remake.
Yeah.
And of course, with
Yeah.
Halloween's going to come back. There's no doubt about that. I would not be surprised if we don't get anything by the 50th anniversary, you know, which is in another 4 years, which kind of, and Stephen, we've talked about this a lot on live streams and on the collective, which is kind of in line with what we kind of thought, you know, 4 or 5 years. You know, they're not gonna, I don't think they're gonna wait the regular 9 to 10 years that they did. You know what I'm saying? Like in between Rob Zombie's 2 and 2018, you know, that was 9 years. I don't think they're gonna wait that long, because the money is still hot, bro.
Still hot.
You know, I mean, Michael is as popular as he's ever been.
That's right.
Ends withstanding. Okay. But I mean, look, when you got stuff like the 4K trilogy, you know, hot off the press and stuff like that, man, you know, so I definitely think we're going to get something probably before the 50th anniversary. It would not surprise me if they did do something streaming, some type of you know, kind of an extension, you know, maybe it's something that's Haddonfield based, you know what I'm saying? That would not surprise me. I'm not necessarily saying I'm 100% for it or against it, but that's what they're talking about, bro, because Michael is he's on fire, you know, so they're going to try to just do whatever they can. So yeah. So that's my thoughts too, man. Superintendent said that love ends, no joke. Hey, there you go, man. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, let me also say, and for you guys, and Jose was kind of saying it too earlier. So for all you guys here tonight, we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. This was a really fun stream. And also you guys that have become members, welcome to the membership. And also you members that showed up. And like Jose was saying, this kind of helps people, you know, get through some tough days and tough nights and so forth, you know. So we appreciate you being here. Much love and everything to you guys. Let's end this up, man. Final take. Steven, any final thoughts on these icons of horror, these fathers of modern horror, these last 50 years almost?
If I can stop hacking up a lung.
It's okay.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, I mean, my final thoughts on these 3 are just what you said, man. Basically, you know, these are iconic icons. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I guess you hate to say no way, but in my mind, there's no realistic way. You can never put these guys to bed. In one way or another, their legacy, these characters will keep living. I mean, there you go. They're going to continue to live. They are our generation. You know, the last 40, 50 years, you know, that there are versions of Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolf.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
our
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
icons as they were to those that came before us, our parents, grandparents, well down the road. So, and they're still making Frankenstein, Dracula movies, and wolf movies, and
that's right.
I don't see any difference. I think there may be periods of, long periods of time as we're seeing now, 10 years, 11 years, whatever. But it's not, I still believe there's going to be new movies made with these properties. They're too popular. There's too much money to be made.
Right.
And if one thing we know, not to be controversial, I don't think this is really very controversial, but one thing we know from what we see in the film business is greed is good, to quote Michael Douglas from Wall Street.
That's right.
And they like to make money. Well, who doesn't, right?
That's right.
But yeah, they're gonna. It's too much money to leave on it's just too much money to leave out there and just say, you know what, I don't want to make 150 million this year on this movie, or 200. So it's coming, guys. I think we just have to keep being patient, stay optimistic, and keep our eyes peeled, because things can change quickly, and we never know what's going on behind the scenes at any given moment. Who's talking, negotiating? So stay tuned. I think these things are all going to come to pass, and what a rejoicing day it will be when we all can get together on a panel on one of our channels again. Night, maybe you host it again, or out with somebody, and we're going to be able to talk about, guys, we're getting a new Freddy. James Wan is back with Freddy Krueger, or we're getting their next Mike. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick on that James Wan train, man. I am all
yeah. I want one. I want one to direct.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I think that's all. That's pretty much it for me. I believe that. Don't fret. Be patient. Keep being patient. They're going to come back, and we'll have new films to talk about again.
Absolutely, man. I agree. And JT, real quick, before I get to you, we got Troy that came in with a super chat as well. I want to make sure I read this out.
Nice.
$5 super chat. Thank you so much, Troy. We really appreciate that. And
hey, Troy gets it.
he says Nightmare on Elm Street is the trickiest. I say take the concept of a dream killer, but don't try to replicate Freddy. Make him a different character. No replacing Robert. There you go. I like it. I like it. That would be cool to see if they could execute it.
I just make him innocent. Make him innocent.
Well,
and that's why he's going after.
With the way that we've seen in more recent remakes or movies, make it Frida Krieger.
Yeah.
And it's a woman.
Frida. You can do it, dude. I wrote a little thing about it. That she was a journalist, and there's like politicians and everything, and she broke in the party, and the glove came from there. They would torture people. They killed her, and she was pregnant. That's why she went after the kids.
Ooh, so there you
go.
Hey, we can do it. I can do it.
It can be done.
It can. Wow. All right, Troy, thank you so much. We really appreciate the super chat, man, and all the support. You've been hanging out with us all night here. We appreciate it, man. Seriously. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So JT, what do we got? This final take on these three.
I can always say we need to move on, but I'll always watch these guys. I grew up with these guys. I'm always going to watch them. You always say, "Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to," but you do. The movie's on, you're going to watch it. That's just it's nature. It's in your DNA. When you're like us, it's in your DNA. I know we're going to see Jason bust out of that lake one more time. I know.
Yeah.
And right now, it's feeling like the 80s because it's like we're in a drought. This is why we need Freddy back. Freddy did this exact same thing when everything seemed like it was kind of getting still. He came out and changed everything. This is where we need him again. He needs to do it again. We need a different Freddy that blows the doors off, and that's going to make everybody step up and be on their A game because, Freddy's back and doing his, but it's new. So we're going to get him. We got to be patient. When you get older, you're patient. You lose your eyesight. Some other things don't work. That's another stream for another day. But we just need to be patient. We'll keep doing this. I'll keep printing stuff until they put me in the ground.
There you go. Well said. Well said. Sarah, how about you?
That went
Yeah,
dark.
I think at the end of the day, as long as they're drawing a crowd and making a profit, we're going to keep getting some kind of content with these three. I think probably in my lifetime, we won't see anybody like surpass them. There will be a few that will join them up there, but like they're the main three.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Coriander, how about you?
I mean, all I have to say is I need some Jason. There you
Oh,
go.
there you go. All right. Well said. Well said. No, I agree with pretty much everything you guys have said. I think that, these three franchises in one way or the other are going to, do something. The icons themselves will be around for a long time. I mean, again, when you go to cons, when you go to, the Halloween stores and all that type of stuff. I mean, these three are prominent as they should be. They really, really should be. And I think that it's quite possible we're going to still get some more surprises. The JT, you alluded to that too. There could be a big surprise that Nightmare throws out, and does some really cool stuff. I mean, granted, we obviously it's sad, that we don't have Wes any longer.
Yeah.
Because with 84 it really did change things. It put horror into overdrive, so to speak. And even though there was not as much fanfare for a new Nightmare, it set the table for things like Scream. You get what I'm saying? So it was ahead of its time, and it still had impact, and even to this day. So I do think Nightmare might have a big surprise for us, and I can't wait to see it. But I think that I think there's a chance we're gonna see some really good things. If someone had told me, back in 2009 that Halloween would come back, stronger than ever, and really undo a lot of the divisiveness, at least at first, that we had, with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I don't know if I would have believed it, because it just seemed so, you know what I mean? But it happened, we came back, and it was great. So I think there's still the opportunity for more of those situations. And I, for one, am happy about that. I really, really am. No doubt at all. So they're the icons, they're the forefathers, they're on the Mount Rushmore. Is just the way that it is,
Well, and I think Night 2, just to throw my 2 cents in, and maybe I'm a homer on this one, but I have to say Ghostface is, in my mind, is turning into being as iconic of a slasher figure as these three. I mean, they've been since '96. I mean, it's been a long time.
What, going on 27 years. So
exactly.
Ghostface. And you can say the same thing with Saw. It's pushing, I mean, so it's like, but Ghostface is definitely up there. Yeah. Even though there's less, but like I said, Scream is a continuous, story, but going on 27 years. So you have to put, so far. So you have to put Ghostface up there. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
You just got to,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Definitely. There's no doubt about that at all. I mean, and obviously as a franchise, it's done so many great things for horror. So there's no doubt in my mind about that. What's up, Meditative? Good to see you. Good to see you. And Scott's coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Scott. We appreciate that. Very, very cool of you. Saying one thing to know is that all three of these are not only more popular than any other horror slasher film, but more marketable as well. Don't forget that. We definitely don't forget that, man. That's why we're talking about them. Absolutely. There's no doubt. I mean, these are these are the ones, again, we're talking almost 50 years now, with Halloween. And of course, Friday came out 2 years later, and then Nightmare 4 years after that. So, these franchises,
and you got
Texas,
Texas just turned 50 years. I think just turned 50 or 51. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
74.
Yeah.
Oh, no, almost 50. Yeah.
Almost 50.
Almost 50.
Yep.
Good Lord.
You're right. Yeah, man. But seriously, these are the best. Scott, thank you so much for that. Let's play one for you. Let's do this one again. Here we go, man. I love that. And real quick too, we got Troy coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Saying, big three, obviously. Who takes fourth place to all? So if we're talking Mount Rushmore, who's? I mean, for me, it's Scream. So I'm just gonna, and I've said that time and time again.
Same.
So that's not even. It's easy for me to say that.
I used to say Texas to give them respect, but that franchise is up and down. I mean, that's a franchise they should have continued after the remake. Just keep doing the sequels because it helped. It's a mess right now. The 22 version's good, but yeah, it's just Scream. Ghostface takes the fourth spot.
Yeah, easily. I can understand people's argument for a Leatherface or a Pinhead, but I have to say Ghostface.
Yeah. See, the problem with Hellraiser and Texas, especially with Hellraiser, you had so many that were direct to video, and they really, the mythology just went all over. And I'm not just talking about, like with Michael, is he supernatural in one movie and he's not? I'm talking about, they took Pinhead to space. He's a demon from hell. What's going on? Why are you worried about? It's like, it makes no sense. There were movies where it was just some weird stuff going on with Hellraiser. And with Texas, you said it, JT, a lot of ups and downs. I do think, there's definitely an argument that could be made for it. But, for me anyways, these three and Scream are just, they're just ahead of him or ahead of that franchise. So, Coriander, what about you? Do you agree with that? You think Scream would be the fourth place, or do you have a different fourth place? Are you going with Texas or?
Do I have to answer that?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I mean, I love Leatherface too. Like the first movie was incredible. So I kind of feel like, and I don't know, he should be there before Ghostface.
That's fine.
My opinion.
That's fine with me. Like I said, I could definitely hear the argument for it, no doubt at all. Troy, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. And Troy said he was going to go with Child's Play. All right.
You know what? Check this out. You know what? Check this. Because I actually said this, man. It's like, if anybody really deserves it, it would be Chucky, because he got put through so much stuff, but he never finished his goal to come back in a real body. He'd been tortured. He everything. And he keeps going on. He still keeps doing it and keeps
That's what happens when you're 12 inches tall. That's what happens.
Just saying, but it's like, if anybody really think, okay, who deserves it? Like, if Michael's like, well, I'll retire from the being a forefather, it would be Chucky. You got to give the little guy a break. You got to give the little guy a break.
If all else fails, just pawn him, dude. Just pick him up, pawn him.
Yep. You gotta love it, man.
I tried to give Chucky some love, and they shot me down. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay, man. It's all right. I do think the original Child's Play was really good.
The original.
It was iconic.
Really good. It was actually creepy as heck on the first one.
It was, man, because like before he revealed himself, it was kind of like, okay, when is it gonna happen? And when it happened, it was like, oh wow.
Well, the American version or the Spanish version?
Oh no. Oh, and look, and guess who I am? Here I am. On a channel that I don't. There's no. I don't condone cursing on my channel.
Oh, he played.
And I'm sitting there playing this Spanish clip of Chucky because it sounds hilarious. Well, then one of you guys were like, you realize he's like cursing this woman out. I'm like, what? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh no. I pulled the clip. That's the last time I played it.
Oh my God.
You live and learn, guys.
You live and learn, man. And hey, Julie came in saying, hey everyone, I'm way late. That's okay.
There you go. It's all right.
It's okay. Good to have you.
The replay though. Replay is a great stream. You don't want to miss
it. This was a ton of fun, man. And Jeff coming in one more time with a super chat. $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man. And
Nice.
seriously, thank you also
Nice.
for becoming a channel member tonight. We really appreciate
Yeah.
that. It was very, very kind of you. And, glad to have you as part of the community. We have a lot of fun here. We really, really do. Saying, think it's a movie series. Mount Rushmore Scream should be there as fourth place. But the only argument I have against it is there's a different killer underneath the mask or Ghostface. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that as an argument to it. For me, I don't mind that it's a different killer. You know what I mean? Because that's also the advantage of the franchise, which has allowed it to really be. I mean, 6 movies, man, in my opinion, not a bad one out of the 6.
Yep.
And that's also a huge advantage.
No.
Keeps it
Because
fresh.
and Scream is about the characters rather than Ghostface, whereas with these 3, it's about the killer. And then the characters are secondary, which, I mean, there's fun parts to both of those, but with Scream, you really do get some really awesome character arcs, though,
Yeah.
So,
for me, Scream is, who is it? You try to figure out
the mystery.
Who it is. Who
Yeah.
is it? And if they get you, if they get you,
That's
like,
right.
damn it, I thought it was this person, and then boom, it was this person. So it's
That's
like,
right.
that's why it's just so, it's good series. And
Agreed.
Yeah, it's just what
That's
it
right.
is. Sorry, but
yeah, no, I mean,
it's
I
like
agree. That's what's so
more
much
version
fun.
of Clue. I know that sounds bad, but that's exactly what it's
I
like.
mean-
Like, who is it? I mean,
It's true, man. It really, really is.
it is. Come
Horror
on, you
version of
gotta
Clue.
give it. There's just no candlestick or anything yet.
No.
Yet.
Well, there was in Scream
7.
5. In Scream 5, there was a candlestick. Remember?
Good
With
point.
Chad.
Good point.
He had a candlestick.
You're right.
It didn't do him any good, but at least he held it for like 2 minutes.
That's right.
Remember?
And Scream 7.
That's right.
If there's a guy named Colonel Mustard, they definitely watch this stream.
Oh no!
They definitely watch
wow.
this stream.
Oh
Yeah.
Who is that?
No
Oh,
doubt.
that's a Colonel Mustard. Yep, they watched the stream when we was all on. I knew it. I knew they was watching.
Oh man!
Go to hell, Gary.
But Jeff, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it. And let's do one more clip here. Let's throw this oldie but goodie here. Here we go.
What are you, deaf? Don't try that Halloween shit with me.
That's so good.
But look, man, with the mask, I love it. I love it. Oh man. All right, guys, we're gonna get ready to head on out of here. This was fun though, seriously. And again, for all of you guys that are here, if you haven't already, I know Val has put links into the live chat a few times, but definitely make sure, if you haven't already, to visit and subscribe to Steven's channel and to JT's as well. Again, I'm going to have those in the description. They're links, but you will not be dissatisfied and you will have a lot of fun. So go and check them out. Make sure you subscribe because they're awesome, man. Yeah, they're awesome, man. And thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us on a Friday night. We really appreciate it.
Thanks
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we like I said, we got the power thing situated, so it's almost like we were a little antsy and like, man, we want to get out here and do something, you know what I'm saying? So
Heck
I
yeah.
appreciate you guys hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
All
Great to
right.
see all of you tonight.
You know what I missed?
Yeah.
Is the Friday morning movies that we used to do. Watch parties.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's right.
Yeah,
We could
those
start
were fun.
doing that.
You know,
Oh,
Those were fun.
Maybe we should try to
like
get back to,
afternoon.
or well, yeah, if we can, let's talk after offline here because those were so fun.
They
We
were
would
fun.
do
Yeah.
those Friday morning movies. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. No doubt. All right, guys. Well, for you guys in the chat, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. We didn't get to all the comments, but I saw a lot of the great conversation. We saw the conversation, great stuff. Leave us some comments. Let us know your thoughts on all of these different hot takes and questions that we had, the rankings, all that good stuff. And Val, you took the words right out of my mouth. Definitely wishing everyone a happy new year. Please make sure you're safe, have some fun, have enjoyment, but be safe, man. And we will definitely catch you guys back when we come back. And yeah, and Steven, you'll be streaming on tomorrow night, correct?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Thanks, man. Tomorrow night,
Yeah.
it's going to be a super fun night. It's a very special stream. I hope you guys can all come. It's at 8 p.m. Central Time, and it's going to be a watch party of It's a Wonderful Knife, which is streaming on Shudder. And my panel will include the director of the film, Tyler McIntyre, the production designer of the film, Tiana Gordon, the cinematographer of the film, Nicholas Piatkin. And I got a message from Jess McLeod, who plays Bernie, and they're working right now long hours on a project, but Jess said that they're going to try to be there as well, just pop in.
All right.
And so there may even be more surprises. So this is going to be a super special watch party, guys, and I hope you'll be there to enjoy it, hear their commentary, and guess what? You get to ask questions to everybody. You're going to have direct access to them. So 8 o'clock Central Time tomorrow night. Thanks, Knight. I appreciate you bringing that up, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. JT, what about you? Anything coming up soon for you,
Well,
for people to check out?
tomorrow, 5, because I'm gonna be at his watch party. I'm gonna do a watch party called Stupid Horror Movies. It's a little new thing I'm doing. It's like once every Friday. You know, everybody has we watch, movies, and we're kind of quiet and we're serious. Now we're gonna talk to the whole thing. It's like, why are we watching this? This is stupid. We're just gonna have fun. Besides that, it's just gonna be streaming and printing stuff and giving stuff away.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome. Very, very cool. All right. Well, hey guys, we had a blast tonight, and again, Happy New Year to everyone here. Be careful, be safe, and we will catch you guys next time. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace out. Happy New Year.
Bye,
guys.
y'all.
Bye, everybody.